Step right up, rain or shine, the drama circus has arrived. Have you ever watched a horror cow? They scam, they saw, they're screaming now. They scam, they cry, they'll freak you out. You blink once, they're in your house. Come chat about it, we keep it real. Spill your tea, say what you feel. We see the snakes, we see the snakes. We call the lies right to their face. Step right up, rain or shine, the drama circus has arrived. We got laughs and jokes and fights, but it cuts deep late at night. This place gets dark, don't get shaken. Guard your soul, don't let it get taken. Step right up, join the line. The drama circus, rain or shine. Scammers and grifters everywhere, they need help, gummy bears. It's so sad, the pitiful life leave you broke, bleeding inside. Alex will tell y'all what y'all need to hear. Pull that mask off, make it crystal clear. Come on in and wipe your dirty feet. Grab a drink, maybe something sweet. Oh yeah, right up, rain or shine, the drama circus has arrived. We got laughs and jokes and fights, but it cuts deep late at night. This place gets dark, don't get shaken. Guard your soul, don't let it get taken. Step right up, join the line. The drama circus, rain or shine. Round and round the story spin. Who's the victim? Who's the villain? Watch your heart, watch your mind, lead the trash, but keep your spine. Step right up, rain or shine, the drama circus has arrived. We got laughs and jokes and fights, but it cuts deep late at night. This place gets dark, don't get shaken. Guard your soul, don't let it get taken. Step right up, join the line. The drama circus, rain or shine. You're in the court, courthouse cow. These horror cows be crazy. It's a true crime. Creators acting a damn fool. Line whining and grifting made me lose my cool. Horror cows, crying cows, moo. Courthouse cows, messy house, poking, rogue mouse. Fact check for what? That takes too long. The facts don't matter, it's flat out wrong. Exploitation, desperation, anything for content. Lose yourself in your soul, don't know where your pride went. Little cows, courthouse cows, messy bitch, clean your house. Hurry, time to get in online. Don't worry, the chat will pay your fines. Poor, pitiful cow. Your false accusations will come back to haunt you more. Bitch.
Oh my God. Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully you liked my new little song that I made for tonight. Yeah, so anyways, I'm really excited tonight. I know that the other night we talked a bit about some of the court cases that are happening right now. But tonight is very special because I have two guests that know much more than me about this kind of stuff, and they are just hilarious and awesome. So I'm so excited. Let me go ahead and bring them up. First, we have Bendy and Melissa Jade. Hello, you guys.
Hello.
Hello. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm good. You're looking beautiful as always.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. Like it's even hot at 9:40 at night. I swear it's like 80 some degrees still.
Yeah, it's been hot recently.
Yeah. Um uh, so yes, Neat Noodle, the gummy bear thing, that yes, she does, Lisa. She calls her people. That's what that line was about. Did you guys hear my new song?
Mm-hmm.
I did. I liked it.
Thank you. It says at the end, "You frivolous bitch." AI, that was AI, but I was like, that is too funny. But because in one of the videos, the first one we'll start with is where the night before court with Brittany and Granny's watching, and Brittany was saying, that this was abuse of the courts and like frivolous and that kind of stuff. So that's where that line came from. But
It was very funny.
Loves
um,
it.
hey Jonesy. Okay, so yeah, I think that's where we're gonna start. You guys know, well, Melissa had wanted to do this live to kind of talk about. You guys both know that these cases, not only Six Up and Ziggy, they just had court, but Granny and Brittany, and I know there's a new lawsuit out that we might touch on a little bit as well, where Seth is suing Sumner County and CPS. So. That's what we're here to do. I'm excited to hear from you guys about this. We're going to start with Brittany the night before. Like I said, I think this is the best place to start, just to from the beginning type thing.
Oh my God, Melissa.
What?
I see what you did. Under your name.
Yeah. That was there from last time. That was, I swear, that was when the roach fell out of her hair. It's just still there, I guess.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought that up, because actually I want to start with just a quick video that is not related to the courts, but it's something that Craig said yesterday, or Madison put the clip up yesterday, so I guess he did like the night before, and it's 36 seconds. I have to start here. If you saw my description, you saw, I don't know if anybody saw, but I wrote in it something like, how can white people act this way? Well, because Craig.
Oh no, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I guess they were talking about the 16 kids. Hey, Hoodies, Crowbar. Hey, Just Julie. Hey, Miss Cheese, Kiwi, you guys coming in. So I guess I just want to start with this because I'm just like, the last time we started with the roaches, and it was just something a little more lighthearted. So I thought we could start here and just listen to this together. So I think they were covering the 16 children that were found in Benton County, Ohio. And Craig makes a comment about, how can white people live like this, or something along those lines. So
Specifically white people?
Yes, specifically white people.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, oh my God. The houseway out in the bathroom. I'll freeze. Look at that. Frame it after we go through it. Want to do it this way. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. She's going to go frame by frame that couch, but they'll just set on that. I'm trying to
obviously playing Zav going through the video, because God knows she's not going to do that herself. She'll just play someone else doing it. So just wanted to add that.
Yeah, she's going to go frame by frame that couch, but they'll just set on that. I'm trying to figure out where all the kids were.
I don't know if I should say it. I can't believe white people live like.
Oh.
Craig, hold on a minute. Let me get myself right.
Let me share the link, you guys. This is Madison's channel, dropped in the chat right now.
Craig, if a sentence that's about to come out your mouth starts with, I don't know if I should say this, then you shouldn't fucking say it. Or think it. What's wrong with you, bro?
Well, the lack of self-awareness, I think, is probably the, close, it's coming close second to, that's just a very wrong thing to say, but the lack of self-awareness is astounding.
Yeah, that girl says, how could he not know white people live like that? Aren't they white too? Like, Craig, we've seen the way you live, bro. Like, come on.
Again, the roach is under my name from the last live. Like, I said before, which was when a roach fell. Well, I'm sorry, yeah, fell out of your hair and then crawled. So it's just again the self awareness or lack thereof is amazing.
Yeah.
I am enjoying the little Muppet though. That whose clip is this?
Madison.
Madison used. I'm curious if Madison took my suggestion for a clip, not so much for the content of the clip, but for the art of the clip.
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe she'll come in tonight.
Let me look at her channel. Un momentito, por favor.
Okay,
Not
I'm
for
gonna play
y'all,
it.
just for me.
I don't know if she replays it again. Let me just play from here.
I don't know if I should say it. I can't believe black people live like.
Let's hear that again, Craig.
I don't know if I should say it. I can't believe black people live like.
I can't believe white people live like this. I'm sorry. Da-da-da. When I hear him talk, I just like, I don't
Have she
know.
addressed this at all and gaslit everyone claiming he didn't say that?
I don't know. Actually, I'm not quite sure. So, hey, Body. I always say her name wrong. How do you say it correctly? I know I say it
Body.
wrong.
Well,
Body.
at least I pronounce it body.
It's body, because read it, body moving.
I know, but okay,
That's
I
a
get it.
BC
But
Boys song.
every time I see the AU, I want to say ow, like Audi, like a car. You know what I mean? So, yeah, sorry, but anyway, okay. So, what a moron, what a loser. I just wanted to start with that because when I saw this today, or maybe it was yesterday, because we were originally going to go live yesterday, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, and he don't even realize. I don't know if I should say this, but buddy, you are broadcasting to the world wide web. Like you are just so dumb. But anyway, okay. So we're gonna start. I have it actually here in exactly the right spot for it to be at, where she's getting ready to talk about court the next day. In my little watch later here. Here we go. You should hear the it didn't save the spot it was in. Hold on. We'll just play from like here because this is like around when reality goes off. So I guess it's just funny. We'll start from there. Okay, here we go.
Again, it's not. Lord have mercy. Sorry. Back off and leave her alone. Stop coming for her. It's because Lion Laura is over there streaming me. So not her again. Every time that somebody streams me, that's when they start flooding the chat. So I'm just saying, like, you're fine. Do whatever you need to do. I've done nothing wrong. No, you haven't. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, and no transparency. Yeah, none. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that wouldn't mind going and looking and adding up.
I went off about this the other night. I'm gonna skip it because they try to make it again. It's the ultimate gaslighting of, hey, YouTube provides memberships and super chats for a reason, to support the channel holders. Like that's the issue that people have, is that she gets memberships or super chats. That's never been the issue. So, I mean, I think it was like at around 7 minutes when it started. So we are not, this is not for the injunction. This is just for the declaratory judgment where Brittany sent out those 4 original cease and desist from Rancher. Now, Brittany is a creator, for those of you who don't know, and she sent out cease and desist to 4 creators who were reviewing her and discussing her frequently on a regular basis. So in those cease and desist, not only did she, demand that they cease and desist talking about her and whatever, she also had at the end a monetary demand, basically, to make it right. So when she sent out these cease and desist, she was already in the middle of litigation with Granny and a bunch of other people with the injunction in Pennsylvania. So when she sent these out, Granny's attorney went ahead and hurried and filed to get jurisdiction, and I think to just get it on the record that she was sending out, cease and desist while they're in litigation, and to try to, win the case, obviously. So after he filed, Brittany didn't show up. She was a no-show, and then they had court. She lost, and Granny was awarded attorney's fees, and they just had court to determine what that would be. So the night before court, this is Brittany in reality discussing what was happening.
I don't even think like that. I would not do this to another human being. Ever. Check your email from 9mm. All right, hold on. Yeah, we don't do that. We're not your enemy. Get that through your guys' head. Britt is not your enemy. I know you like to make money, Laura, but come on, man. I wouldn't do this to you. I would not. No. We're not like them. You've said that how many times? So many times. Just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And it's like, it really is like the gladiator days. It's just never enough. Never enough.
Gladiator days.
Over.
What?
Get out a little.
Wait a minute.
They freaking want more. Like
It's like the gladiator days, Brittany.
That was so random.
Are you in an arena, in a coliseum? I mean, is your very life at risk here? You're going to actually cease to exist? Stop it. That's dramatic as fuck. And not in a way that I enjoy. Because y'all know I love people who are extra AF. But this is not extra in a way that I enjoy. No,
I think not entertained you.
Yes.
What is that? That's such a random reference.
Yeah. And what kind of, she's watching some kind of movies. Craig's must be watching gladiator documentaries or something.
Yeah.
No, you know what it is? I bet you that the Odyssey is coming up a lot in the algorithm. And so there's probably like some references, who knows? Look, who knows how this motherfucker connects the dots? Not me.
This is like Sparta, y'all.
This is Sparta.
This is like Sparta, y'all. Like, what the fuck?
This is like Sparta, y'all.
That's crazy.
I feel like she'd say it like Sparata. This is like
this
Sparata,
is like Sparata, y'all.
What the hell? Oh, distance, I'd never do this to you. What's wrong with you? I'm not your enemy. And then reality's over here. Yeah, she's not your enemy, you guys. Get it through your head, bro.
Copying every word she says with passion, honey.
Right. Just like whenever we were playing that clip before. This is so irritating to me. You hear Zav girls. Let me not be yelling. Okay. I'm sorry. You hear Zav girl. She's already narrating her own fucking video. Here comes Brittany to repeat what Zav girl just said. I find that so fucking insulting. Thank you for your interpretation.
That's why I said she's not, of course, doing a video herself. Zav's like, I'm going to go frame by frame. Brittany's like, okay, she's going to go frame by frame. Bitch, we heard her. You're playing video.
She's an echorator. Echorator.
Oh, Lord. Okay. MJ, Amy, and Bendy Lou.
Hi.
The dark triad has arrived.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm so lucky.
It's Sparta.
But if you're Brittany, it's Sparata.
This is Sparata.
They've joined me on my alien adventure.
Oh, this is a much better picture. Look at the rack they gave Bendy. Damn.
I always say that, like, when I'm reviewing a lot of this, like, drama, lolcow, horror cow stuff, like, I feel like I'm from another fucking planet, honestly. So that's where it came from. And then, like, Melissa knows I've been obsessed with the alien drops that they've been dropping.
Yeah.
So we made all of our bodies moving.
Intense Allie's and Melissa's faces, and I'm just over there like, yeah, I'm holding hands around the fire with my big jugs and the wolf. No biggie.
Well, next time we're gonna be in a coliseum.
Yeah, we are. You better,
Oh, I got it. I already can. I'm already thinking up what I'm gonna tell ChatGPT. Okay, look, and then I made a horror cow in court.
Oh my god.
Look at the people behind and the judge. Everybody's mouth is agape.
The judge is like, with his finger up. And there's but I'm like a little bit obsessed with these cows with the human expression because like when I started talking about this stuff, I ventured into what even is a lol cow and what's a horror cow. And I decided, like, in the true crime genre, the lol cows just are horror cows, especially Brittany because of the falling asleep on camera. Like, all the concerning, shocking, like, content that comes out of here, it's horror cows. They're not even lol cows anymore. So I tell ChatGPT, please make me a cow with a human face and a human expression looking terrified or
Allie,
horrified.
yeah, that's horrifying. Like even prompting Chat GPT to create an image of how you just described is concerning.
You're definitely on a list, Allie. I'm not
Yeah,
going to
you're
lie.
definitely on a
I
list.
know that because I'm on a list as well.
This is when Brittany's AC went out. That's what ChatGPT did. I'm laughing their faces.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Anyways, okay, we'll get right into it. Let's go. Okay. Sorry, my camera's still on. Here we go. Opening Pandora's box.
Ultimate.
We've said we don't give a shit about the roasting. Okay, do it.
Okay,
Go in
ma'am.
your life.
Jen, do
A
you hear that?
C&D. Think about what you're saying, Harley.
Okay, do it.
Think about that. Think about what y'all were saying. A C&D.
Wait, I have to rewind so we hear her full quote. But did you hear that, Jen? You have permission
Oh,
for the roasting.
well, I was very worried about that I didn't have permission, but whew, what a load off of my mind.
Shoot,
What a
thank
relief.
goodness.
Phew, I feel so much better.
The roasting, do it. Fine. Okay, here we go. Now we're into the C&D. So let me just let it talk. You tell me when you want me to pause if there's a time, because I'm going to let it play for a minute as long as I can.
Okay. Hey, well, while you're
A
playing
C&D.
it, will you share Madison's link in the back for me, please, so I can check her channel? I can't, for whatever, I
Yes.
can't pull it up for whatever reason.
I know. I'm subscribed to her and I can never pull it up either. I don't know. It's just because I guess maybe that's a common name. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay. Thank you, babe.
Think about what you're saying, Harley. Seriously, think about that. Think about what y'all were saying. A C&D.
Has to do with defaming.
I sent out a document from an attorney asking for somebody to stop. A C&D. Y'all act like I committed a sin or something, like a C&D.
You all need to freaking grow up.
The C&D is not a bad thing to do.
This has to do with defaming, threatening, intimidating, and stalking. Okay?
Tomorrow,
And she
that
asked
is-
for it to stop.
I'm sorry. A C&D is not a bad thing to do. Okay? This has to do with defaming, stalking, harassing. I'm sorry. They are so
Well,
dramatic.
it's bizarre how it doesn't register for Brittany that the C&D sent from your attorney is a legal document, right? It would be the starting process of going legal. And so the fact that she minimizes it as if she didn't start that legal process, right? You started it, but you didn't follow through. And what you're really angry at is that Granny did, like she did follow through. You had your attorney serve legal paperwork on her, and her attorney called the bluff, and you didn't want to follow through. So you can't get mad at anyone else because that was a choice you made.
Yeah, exactly. And it also goes over her head. It's not just a legal process you started, but you were already in litigation and you ask for money. I had never seen somebody ask for money in a cease and desist.
You're not allowed to. That's called
Oh.
extortion. You can't
Interesting.
you can't
I didn't know
say
that.
you need to give me this much money for me not to pursue something legal. There's mediation and things like that that's separate, like that's not what I'm referring to, but you can't say give me this amount of money to avoid me going legal on you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes
Also-
sense. I had never seen it. Go ahead, Bindi.
Also, it's never a good idea, right, to get into additional litigation with somebody you're already A, in litigation with, but B, you know is fucking represented by an attorney if you have no intention of responding. My favorite part of her whole explanation of Rancher is he had no intention of responding. He wasn't paid to respond. Well, then why the fuck did he put his name at the bottom of that cease and desist for him, for Granny or her attorney to respond to, if he had no intention of responding? I mean, that does not make a lick of sense. Not at all.
Not at all.
It's a very bad idea. And the fact of the matter is, I don't give a rat's fat kneecap how she wants to try to spin this. Look at it however you want. The rest of us will be looking at it how it is. Okay. The fact of the matter is, you started this. You sent a C&D. You asked for money in lieu of going further. MJ already covered this part. Okay. Granny used legal responses that were available to her in Pennsylvania. By the way, you'd already given and granted jurisdiction to Pennsylvania when you signed on to the RICO. Now, I know you don't want to hear no more about that RICO. I'm not going to get into the merits or any of that crap, but facts are facts. And you already established through that process that Pennsylvania had jurisdiction. Not only that, but what you were really attempting to do is relitigate through the C&D things that had already been litigated in Pennsylvania, and P.S. you fucking lost. It might be in an appeals now, but an ice cube in hell has a better chance than that appeal. Okay?
Right. Bryn just sent us all cease and desist. I sent all three of you cease and desist. I had to read that. I'm so not serious, but I thought that was hilarious. And Joneson, thank you for sharing the link to this. And Joneson said, did y'all hear reality yelling in Spanish? I love that shit. No, I did not.
My God. First of all, that is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. And I don't care that she mispronounced every word in that sentence incorrectly. I don't even care about that, because it will never not be funny. And I had wanted Madison to make that clip, but she hasn't. And we need to find it because it is hilarious.
Oh my God. I would love to hear that.
I think it's on Queen Bee. Let me look.
Okay.
But yeah, Bendy's right. You know, like, you tried with that cease and desist to relitigate claims that already were within that injunction, you know, and that's res judicata. You can't do that. You can't relitigate the same claims in like a separate filing that's already been ruled on. And so either way, though, like, you openly saying, well, hey, I sent this cease and desist, but never intended to follow through. That's an automatic fucking loss if you ever did get in front of the judge and actually tried to argue it, because that's frivolous and you can't do that. You can't just throw shit around with an attorney's name on it and say, well, I had no intentions to follow through with this. So that is threatening. That's, you're admitting to trying to extort, right? If you ask for a monetary amount and are openly admitting, I never intended to follow through with this, that's literally saying, I was just trying to get this money out of you and I wasn't going to follow through with it. Well, like, what other conclusion is there?
Yeah, that's crazy. And Miss Cheese, I don't believe that she ever was 100% upfront with Rancher about the litigation that she was in. That's just how she is. You know what I mean? I could see her just totally leaving out a lot of that.
It is up to a client to be honest and disclose things with their attorney. It's not like when an attorney gets on a client, it's like, I'm going to do a bunch of background reports on you. I'm going to start to dig into you. No, they're going to put that expectation and trust that he would have advised her, you know, you better tell me now, because anything that you're not telling me about, I will find out and I won't be prepared to defend it, you know, so you've got to disclose this stuff. It's up to her to disclose it. And you see how she openly lies to herself. There's no way she could be honest with her lawyer if she can't be honest with herself.
Bendy, will you grab that link and put it in the back chat? She has about the timestamp, so I can pull that up
right now. Rapidamente.
Okay, so hear what she said here, Melissa, because I know you haven't got to hear this yet. So she said what we just heard, but I'm going to keep playing because she said, you saying it was frivolous is perfect because she claims that this is frivolous.
Y'all, let me explain to y'all what a normal, let me explain to y'all what the purpose for a declaratory judgment usually is.
Please, Brittany, fill us in on the law.
Brittany.
Maybe also learn to pronounce it correct. It's a declaratory.
Yeah, a declaratory judgment.
It's not a it's not like your decolletage.
You're declaring a judgment.
And you tell me if this isn't weaponized in the courts.
Go ahead.
Weaponized.
A declaratory judgment is usually used, like, say that Reality rented me a room, or I rented an apartment from her. She owns an apartment building, and I overstayed my welcome, and didn't pay her.
Wrong.
She would go file a judgment against me, requesting that the judge give her money back. Or say that you do some work for somebody and they said they were going to pay you. You do the work and they didn't pay you. It's a way for a debtor to get their money. Going through that, that's what a declaratory judgment is. She used that. And is it legal?
That
yeah,
is
perfectly
not
legal.
true. I'm
but
sorry.
She used that.
Can you pause that?
To petition the court.
Get her, Melissa. This is too much.
This sorry.
Is wrong.
That is absolutely not true in the slightest. Declaratory judgment is just a court order that's basically enforcing something, right? It's ruling on something, whether it's a certain right or statute or law. Like, it's saying, hey, can you put this in the order, right? Declaring this, and so it could be used in a wide range of different practices with the law. It is not just regarding debtors, which is absolutely mind-blowing. It's used in civil actions all the time.
Literally, it would just be declaring anything, right? A judgment that declares anything.
I could be going in and you could be going in, and our attorneys are arguing, because really statutes are, some are very black and white. Some can be more open to interpretation. That's the beauty of practicing law, right? I interpret it this way and I'm going to argue it this way. And so the order would go in with the judge ruling, declaring which way he or she deems it goes. Like, it's just an order that defines it.
What she failed to do, and what she did was she Googled it, all right, but then she skipped on down to the common applications, and the example she's using really falls under contract ambiguity. A business might ask a court to clarify the exact meaning of a vague clause in a commercial agreement before making a business decision. In this case, it was used to allow parties to determine their legal footing, e.g., whether a proposed action breaches a contract before acting and facing potential liability. It's establishing something. It's not. So when the judge agreed, because she didn't show, to a declaratory judgment, okay, then it moved past that part to now
damages. Yep.
What is the damages? That's all that happened. It's I don't know what I don't understand her thinking. I will never understand her thinking. I cannot. And then we got her friend over here saying, I know how to do reality right. I knew how to win lawsuits. Well, how come your friend lost?
Yeah,
ma'am,
I know how to win. I've been in lawsuits.
Yeah, I would imagine step one is to show the fuck up. How about that?
Right. And so, and again, with the cease and desist, like, you had your attorney write those cease and desists. What happened was it brought it to court and had the judge rule that you can't pursue in the future what's within this cease and desist. That's all it is, and just like Bendy was saying, like, that's what was being argued, and you didn't even show up to argue it.
Yeah, and also, here's the thing, Brittany, that you've never learned after years and years of being on here. Why in the fuck are you talking about this right now? The night before court, you dumbass. Like, you don't have to address everything.
Still.
Yeah, this was the night before. You don't have to address everything. There's some shit you just let it go. Some comments you just fucking delete and shut up. Like sometimes you do that, especially if you're in, like I would anyways. I definitely wouldn't be on here
Well, I
putting my
feel
foot in
like
my mouth regularly.
right. I feel like because she doesn't have a lawyer retained, she cannot consult an attorney about what is okay to say and what is not okay. So whenever you're in doubt about whether you should speak, the default should be shut the fuck up. Don't
Bendy,
speak.
you know what? I would maybe agree with that way in the beginning, but at this point, specifically with Brittany, I cannot excuse her behavior with you aren't being guided right. Because at this point, she
You're right.
doesn't, it's not even about an attorney. How many, put the hate channels aside, how many channels really have just covered this, all of these court cases along the way and explained, yo, if you don't show up, this is going to happen. If you do this, this is going to happen. Anyone with common sense, or maybe even just a smidge bit of effort you put in to do the research, you would know this. So this isn't the first go around. This isn't this. How many times has she been in court or was supposed to be in court, part of legal filings, and you don't know by now what to do and what not to do? You
You're
can't use that
right.
as
Yeah.
an excuse, in my
You're
opinion.
right. And
And
I want to be clear. I wasn't saying that she's excused for this.
Oh, I know, I know,
Okay,
I
but
know.
no.
I because she's and that's not even a reason. At this point, even if you don't have an attorney, as many legal proceedings as you've now been part of, you fall under the category of experience, training, and or education.
Mm-hmm.
You've been
Yeah.
to the
And
school of hard knocks. You have experienced losing. Learn
well,
from that experience, for the love of Pete.
also the advice that the attorney that, like Marlena says here, her subscribers paid for, the advice that he did give, she wouldn't listen. That's why he quit messing with her. I mean, she had Shayna, Kelsey, she had girls who were really trying, helping her, giving their time, their energy, writing up the paperwork, all this stuff. And the attorney's saying, keep Craig out of the background, do this, do that. And she can't even simply do that. She can't even listen to him about that shit. You know
Right.
what I
She's
mean?
had people who genuinely have tried to guide her, and we have watched her time and time again just straight up
Mm-hmm.
ignore
You're
the
right.
advice. And she has openly said, I don't want y'all's advice. All right. But then you can't also then come on the internet like this and claim you're a victim in some sense. You're not. The things that
Yeah.
you are maybe considered a victim of, and I just don't like that word in general, but maybe you don't pursue and you don't do shit to change it. But everything else, that's on
Mm-hmm.
you, baby. That is on you.
Mhm.
These are choices you were making.
Yep.
Yep. All right, let me see what's here at the end, and I'll
To
grab the order.
rule whether I'm weaponizing the courts against her, like if I'm using them for the purposes of harassment or not, for the judge to rule on that, right? Also, she could harass me. Basically, all of this is for harassment. So now she can come back and try to get the judge to give her $9,000. $9,000 for filing a $150 document through the courts.
No,
It's not going to work out.
ma'am.
No, ma'am, Pam. Stop
No,
right
ma'am,
there.
Pam. Take
So
it,
when I
Bendy.
say
Take it
that's
away.
frivolous, that's frivolous.
That's
No.
frivolous.
This conversation you're having is frivolous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First of all, no, that's not how it works.
It is not
the
how it works.
the 180 or whatever
It's
dollar
a filing fee.
is a filing fee.
Yes.
Right? You pay that to the court. However, do you think these filings write themselves? They do not. And that is what an attorney is for. You're paying that for that attorney's time, experience, and education. That is what that dollar amount is for. It's not just for Granny's not pro se.
Right.
If she had been court pro se, then yeah, the judge might have awarded some
Just the
small
filing
amount of
fee, yeah.
damages, maybe, and the filing fee, but that's not what happened here. But of course, I don't know if you
I'm sorry.
continued
Go
your
ahead.
conversation with Chat GPT or Reality or whoever, or the Magic 8 Ball or whoever the fuck you're taking advice from, because you don't need any advice. You're a grown ass person. I don't know, but they told you wrong. That's all. Okay, sorry, MJ. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to keep interrupting. So just because you don't care enough to show up to things doesn't mean that's how an attorney bills. So like Bundy said, that is the filing fee. That is literally how much it costs to file it. Granny's attorney had to write up all of the motions, his appearance, everything, do the legal research, and be prepared to go to trial, have a hearing, argue with you over it. There was a good chance if you showed up, if you hired counsel, this would have gone on longer, had much more communications behind the scenes. So she would be paying for that. Just because you happen to not show up and put in effort doesn't mean it was billed as such, because they can anticipate or foresee, hey, I'm not going to put up a fight and not show up and do nothing. It's not billed like that. You bill prepared to go to trial, and hey, if they use all of the funds that need more, you have to pay more. If you paid, $9,000, they only use 5,000, they return the 4,000. That's just how it fucking works. That's his invoice. That's his bill. It doesn't just count as a filing fee because you didn't do anything.
Right. And the filing fee in that you're paying for the court's time.
Mm-hmm.
That is for you to pay for the clerk to take it, file it, it gets assigned to a judge. You're paying for the court's time. That $9,000, that's the attorney's time.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
What do you guys think about the $8,000 tag for 4 cease and desist? Because Joneson said, hey, you paid that much for 4 C&Ds. And that girl said, I don't really think she even paid that much for
There's
him.
no
though.
way she paid that much for cease and desist alone. I'm sorry. People can disagree with that. I would be honest as far as if I genuinely thought she did. But no, there is not a single doubt in my mind that she did not pay 8,000 for 4. And the cease
No.
and desist that were written up were just wash, rinse, repeat. They weren't really individualized to each person. Like, it was just essentially one while changing the name. No
Correct.
way.
I think
And-
that's about what I paid for my divorce attorney. And he literally had to even put an ad in the paper and stuff because he wasn't answering.
Well,
and we
Alternative
had court
service,
and
yeah.
everything.
At some point, she admitted and then didn't really want to, she started to say that Rancher was hired for other things, not just the C&Ds.
Mm-hmm. Pre-litigation costs.
But not just with people on YouTube. She did mention something about CPS and the sheriff's department.
The sheriff's department,
Mhm.
CPS, the district attorney,
Yes.
and 4 cease and desist. Now, is there a chance I could give her the benefit of the doubt, and your naivety and lack of following up, answering the attorneys versus having your mods do it for you? Is there a chance that this guy price gouged you and took advantage? Sure. Is there a chance that you weren't honest and upfront, and then you stopped answering the phone and he couldn't even reach his client, and he found out that there was more to do, or there was more going on than you originally told him, that he decided to walk away after he was finished with those 3 agencies and the cease and desist? Sure. That makes sense, but there's just no way that 4 cease and desist costs 8,000. Just no way.
No. And I will say this. I had not ever heard of a flat fee attorney before. That doesn't mean that they don't exist. And it's not that I didn't believe her, but I was actually quite surprised to learn that Alec Murdaugh's attorneys are not retained in the traditional sense. They were paid. That's it. And they're still working.
Yeah.
They're not continuing to get paid.
Yeah, because I remember Granny was saying, you'll get a breakdown of each individual thing. That's not how my attorney did it. He didn't break down. He would tell me vocally, but he didn't give me a breakdown of it like that. Go ahead.
If it's something that can kind of be foreseen how much time and effort this is going to be taking, flat fees can occur. If it's something that's more unforeseen, this may or may not go to trial, this trial may last however much time, that's usually when it's no longer a flat fee.
It's when they can't figure out the event, when all the if and then but clauses, you can't, it's too much in the air, too many unknowns.
Right.
If it's something simple, like, I don't know,
getting you out of a speeding ticket or
yeah,
something,
something
like
like that, then that's one thing. But like, sending somebody a C&D and then saying at the end of it, if you don't do this, I want money, right? Like, you, especially, and this is the part where Brittany, I feel like Melissa is exactly on the money with this, because I don't think that Rancher ever would no attorney. I really don't believe that any attorney would have ever advised Brittany to engage Granny further at all. I think Rancher would have said, okay, let's not C&D that one. Let's just skip on down the list, because you're already in litigation with her.
I'm certain she didn't tell him. You know how she does the wordplay with us? Hell, look into what she's doing right now in this video we're watching. I just have a feeling she didn't tell him what was going on with that. Okay, but listen, you guys, I want to play this last little part. I just want you to hear. No, don't be sorry. I love hearing from you guys. It's just almost over. So there's like one little sentence, or just, I want you to hear this last part where she says it's frivolous. And then that's it for this one.
Get the judge to give her $9,000. $9,000 for filing a $150 document through the courts.
It's not going to work that way. Sorry.
Nope. So when I say that's frivolous, that's
Really,
frivolous. This is This is 100% weaponizing the courts. And then what she sent the judge in her statements were outright lies. She told this judge that I trash her daily.
No.
I harass her daily.
No, she's projecting. That's what she does daily.
Yeah.
And there's proof of it. There's so much proof of it.
Yeah. So that's why I think, because I sent her a cease and desist. She wants to ask the judge to grant her $9,000. And I don't know if this is true or not. Y'all can tell me. I don't watch her, but somebody told me she said that she was going to request her attorney's fees, $9,000. By the way, we never had court or anything. Like they had that court date.
Yes, you did. You had two.
Been in and out of courts and this thing's dragged.
Oh my God.
She said we never had court or anything. Well, they had that court date, but listen,
Yes, which you were also invited to. It's not like they fucking had a party and you weren't invited to, and now they expect you to pay for the fucking refreshments for a party that A, you weren't invited to, and B, you didn't attend because you weren't invited to it, but you were invited.
Listen,
this is shit you started.
Crazy. But we're supposed to believe 9,000 does not cover all of the costs for Granny's attorney for the two appearances. I believe it was two appearances, right? Two court hearings, and being prepared to go into a trial regarding this, right? But $8,000 covers the 4 C&Ds. Sure, Jan. Okay, no problem.
Listen to this though when she catches herself with the never having court. Hold on.
Going to request her attorney's fees, $9,000. By the way, we never had court or anything. Like they had that court date, but it's not like we've been in and out of the courts and this thing's dragged on.
Are you kidding me, dude? They had that court date.
Brittany, refresh the audience's recollection. Just exactly when did you send that C&D? When did she send that, y'all? Because wasn't it last summer that she was requesting the money?
I don't
was it
remember
October?
the date.
I'm not sure.
I know the chat knows. To me, it feels like the asking for the money, the $8,000, started last year sometime, and now we're into the middle of the next year. So it has been a hot minute, Brittany. Around 8 months ago. There you go. Okay, so
they had that court date.
Well, you can hear the truth fighting to get out. See, your brain wants to tell the truth. Like you're natural. Most people, you're wired just to say what it is. If somebody asks you, you have to really think about a lie. Mm-hmm. I would encourage you, Brittany, to stop lying. And let me just say this. First of all, I'm not even going to. No, I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave this one part out because I think it might offend people, and that's not my intention. But that being said, you're not good at it. You should stop doing things that you're not good at. Accept it and move on. Okay.
Yeah.
I am never, ever, ever going to win a fucking parallel parking contest. I suck at parallel parking. I don't do it. If I have to parallel park, I will drive the car around a block or 2 or 10 to avoid parallel parking. It's the last option. Okay. That's why I don't do it. I don't do things that I am not good at.
Megan, when did Brittany send Granny and everyone else a cease and desist, though? Wasn't that October, or am I mistaken?
Well, if that was filed October 1st, it would have been before that, right?
Yeah, see, I thought she was starting to fundraise back in June. Tess wants me to offend you. All I was going to say is I don't think Jesus likes liars. I'm pretty sure that's in one of them 10 commandments or 7 deadlies. I think that God and Jesus are anti lying liar faces who tell lies there.
Okay, so listen to this. Trisha Talks has this clip. This is of Granny talking about what happened in court that day. So listen to this part before we read the little judgment thing.
You don't appear for anything, right?
Damn.
Had to be there today at 9. Knew she wouldn't come. She did, however, call them this morning, again seeking to appear via telephone, and was again met with the same answer of no.
Oh, Brittany.
She called. She waited until the day before and then the day of to call back to try to get to appear by Zoom.
So,
she didn't call 2 weeks ago. Go ahead.
well,
So what?
you don't call. You put a written request in, and you've seen that in Ziggy and Sixes, right? And so
Right.
you have to put a motion to appear via Zoom. I mean, you could call and ask the clerk, hey, I want to try to appear via Zoom. Like, how can I go about it? But you don't just call the clerk, because guess what? Even if the clerk said, sure, here's a Zoom link, that doesn't mean the judge said yes. And anyone who's familiar with the legal system, no, the judge's decision is what matters, not anyone else. You blamed the clerk last time. You blamed paranormal last time. You knew. Supernatural, okay? There's gonna be Sparta this time. Like, you should have put in a motion to attend virtually. But if you can be up all night on these streams, the last court hearing you were live during it, okay? Your priorities are all fucked, and I think it's extremely manipulative to pull, I just had a baby, right? Okay,
Yeah.
even so, did you care enough to put in, following court procedure, a written request to appear? No, you wait for the day of to call, and then what? You're gonna tell everyone, well, they wouldn't let me appear. I would have had to drive across. No, you could have done it the right way. There's procedure to follow, and you didn't follow it.
Exactly.
Megan, what not to do said she was on until 3 or 4 that morning, but Megan said she waited until 3 p.m. to call, then emailed, and then called again the next morning, like the day of court. Go ahead, Bendy.
Also, as Melissa has stated, there's protocol. And the reason there's protocol and procedure and you have to put in a motion is because it needs to be fair for both sides. So that is a way for one side to let the other side know. And then the judge, then there's a response from the other side. And then the judge hears arguments from both sides about why they should be ruled in favor of versus the other people, right? Okay.
Correct.
So all she would have had to do is, because she talked about this, when Granny's attorney gave you that reminder certified letter that you picked up, remember that, Brittany? When that happened, what you needed to do then is get all your little buddies together that give you your legal advice and work on writing a motion. The fact of the matter is, because you live where you live, number one, and you have children who are not old enough to stay home by themselves, that's number two, and it would have been a hardship. The judge
most likely would have been approved.
It would have been granted.
Yep.
Even though Granny's attorney would have made every argument.
Yep.
Against it, and they probably would have been very compelling arguments. I feel like the judge isn't going to want to get hung up on that one little thing.
Yep.
And so the judge likely would have acquiesced, granted your order, and allowed you to appear
via Zoom.
via telephone or Zoom or whatever it is that they have. But you didn't do that. Instead, you waited till the last minute, like you were trying to fucking reschedule a nail or hair appointment, where you're calling and like, look, something came up. Can you do my hair at 3 instead of at 5?
And
can
you're
I
up
get
all
in
night
earlier, or can I get in later? Or, oh, you know what? I just realized, yeah, I scheduled a pedi, but I've looked at my hands and they're rough. I need a mani too. Can you squeeze me in? Those kind of things can be accommodated. The court, one of the things that will piss a court off, which is the judge, more than anything else, is when they feel that you do not respect their time. They don't like that. It's disrespectful. Exactly. You cannot treat the court like you treat your chat, leaving them to wait an hour and a half. And then when you finally get there, you ain't even prepared. So what the fuck were you doing? I'm not even going to get into that with you.
This is not her first time in court, though.
No, it's not.
And it's like, how do you, okay, let's say you don't know that it takes a written request and all of that stuff. Like, whatever, okay, because you didn't really pay much attention with the injunction. Don't think you were having a lot of one-on-ones with that attorney. Whatever. Let's say you didn't know. Do you not, leading up to this, the 2 weeks out, because I mean, it was being counted down 2 weeks out by random channel holders that just do like videos, and I was seeing it everywhere. This many days. And you are not anxiously awaiting that date and like thinking about it to where you think, I need to call, like I need to get things in order like 2 weeks before. How do you not, like, that's just, because even if you don't know the protocol and stuff, come on, man,
There are plenty of people who would have helped her.
I
know plenty of people who aren't even close to her, though, that are educated enough to where she could have very easily just asked. And we've all been screaming it at the rooftops. Like, honestly, like, it doesn't take, it just takes effort, Allie. And she doesn't care.
She
But
don't
you
wanna
know
give
what?
it.
She has landed on her feet time and time again. And this is what happens when you deal with a lot in this generation, but
Yep.
Brittany specifically, when you don't have accountability, this is what you get. People run amok. You feel like
They're
you are
emboldened.
invincible,
Yeah.
that the court should go around you. And
Yeah.
I am glad you are being held accountable.
It is just like Letitia. I'm sorry. Like, I know that you can't compare Letitia's crime. I'm not comparing that. I'm just talking about Letitia got her way so many times. She was emboldened by it. She thought she was above people. She really got her way because people just didn't want to deal with her. It wasn't even that she was that good at lying, just like Brittany. It's not that she's that good of a liar, but time and time again, she got lucky or got her way, or people don't want to deal with it. And it's turned her into this like mega monster manipulator. You know what I mean? And I just, ugh. But Taco Tuesday, thank you so much. I missed this. It came through about 10 minutes ago. They said my favorite host. What a treat for me. Thank you, Taco Tuesday.
Oh, and Mr. Krabs. Eugene Krabs. Love it. Thank you, Taco Tuesday.
But yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's just time and time again, once you do get away with stuff, once you are able to get your way, you think that you act like you're above it almost, like, and that you will get away with it, and that you're going to get hit real hard. Maybe this, but probably not. I don't think this will be enough to slow things down. But here's the judgment. And now, this 14th day of July, 2026, ordered and decreed, $9,030 and no cents, $842.89 in litigation costs, totaling $9,872. 9872 and 89 cents, along with zero for sanctions. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, but this is a big deal, and this is not even the beginning of it. If Martucci was able to get this kind of judgment on this, I can only imagine what he will be fighting for with the injunction. But I'm very curious to see.
I am too.
That's as basic as you can get. damages.
You're cutting out, Melissa.
Oh, well, I don't know how to fix that.
Now you're better.
Okay.
But we didn't
That's
hear. We
just
just heard
his, yeah, that's just his cost. That's no additional damages or anything. So that's as basic of a judgment as you can get awarded, is attorney costs. They see that as you don't deserve to be the one paying out of your own pocket for this. That's on Brittany. So technically it would be that's how much Granny paid. That's back in your pocket. You don't have to be paying for this. So no additional damages outside of that. So that's the bare minimum.
That's
I got a
absolutely
question
the
for
bare
you,
minimum
though.
because he didn't give her any her and I want you to, I know Brittany, you're not very happy with this. And look, if I had to pay $9,000, hell, I'd be pissed off if somebody took 10 of my Mike and Ike's. Okay. But you got to pay 10 grand. I'm damn near 10 grand. I'd be upset if I were you too. Okay. But here's the deal. It could have been worse. And you said some really not very nice things about Martucci and not, it's more than just not nice.
Yeah.
You have alleged that an attorney, by communicating with you, because you are pro se, so that's the only person he's supposed to communicate with, or by contacting your at one time attorney of record, was harassing you and your attorney. Those are strong allegations to make against anybody, but particularly an officer of the court who's only doing their job. Okay. So he could have asked for punitive damages, and because you neglected to show, and granted, at this phase of the game, you were going to be paying something. But what you could have done is you could have showed up. You could have tried. You could have tried to make an argument for the attorney's fees to be less. I'm not saying it would have been successful, but dadgummit, well, at least it would have been something. I would have tried.
Well,
I would have tried.
She was very unhappy when Martucci sent the email to Rancher and to her demanding an answer about the cease and desist and the $8,000. No, I know that, but I'm just saying she was very unhappy by his wording because he was saying, hey, this doesn't make sense. If she was charged this much for these cease and desist, like that's wrong. Like he was pointing out all the ways that it would have been wrong and that it was bullshit and that they have a reason to care because of the lawsuits that they're in and the eventual financial payment that she's going to owe. And she was really mad about that. But guess what? It was fucking true, Brittany. I'm sorry. But you get yourself into these messes, and what do you expect? Eventually, you're going to come up against somebody who's educated enough and who is paid and has a reason to hold your ass accountable. And do you guys remember that letter about the cease and desist and the cost of it? And he was like, basically, that she was either she's lying about the price of these or this attorney is like
taking advantage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
And I'm sorry, but he was right.
Yeah. Well, and it puts Ranger in a real bad position because you can't throw your client under the bus. But at the same time, I remember her saying that he was harassing her attorney. Brittany, what you need to understand is that Ranger's letterhead is on those cease and desist. The lawyer is not allowed to communicate with someone who is represented. Like not allowed. So all of that effort to get Rancher to clarify that he does not represent you was mandatory because Martucci, could get in serious trouble if he's communicating directly to you and you are represented by Rancher. And the assumption is that you were represented based on his letterhead on the cease and desist, which this applies to this case.
Right. Exactly. Like Melissa, by the way, Megan got the date for you.
Yes,
Did you
thank
see
you.
that? Okay. And then I do have a question for you because Smoke Show says, can you read the very last two words? Maybe I read this wrong and took it wrong, but I know you will know. So it says here, the 9,000 along with an amount of additional sanctions in the amount of 0 as determined by this court under PA law for dishonest conduct. So that doesn't mean they're accusing her of dishonest conduct, right? Or they are, and they're just saying she owes 0 for it.
Yeah, I believe in the original filing, it would have been asked to award a certain amount for dishonest conduct because that's not just randomly in an order. Like it would have been in there because it would have
Okay.
been requested.
Okay. So, and they awarded 0 for that smoke show. So I
Or they
don't
could
think
have
that.
withdraw. They could have withdraw. It could have been their original filing, and then at the hearing, they could have said, "You know what, we're moving. We're not even going to be asking for that." Don't know, but it must have been in the original request if it's there.
Okay. All right. So that doesn't mean that the court is saying she had dishonest conduct smoke show. They're
No.
saying they're not awarding something for that. So yeah. But I just wanted to make that clear because they said, "Can you read the very last 2 words?"
Mhm.
And yeah.
She's not
So
gonna like what comes next.
what comes next? What do you think? Like, you mean with the injunction? Because I'm really
No,
curious to see.
with
Oh,
enforcing this order. So, how do you think they're going about getting the 9,000?
that's what I don't know. How do they go about it? Like, how can
So
that?
it would apply. North Carolina's laws would apply, which they don't do garnishment typically. But usually, in there's going to be a discovery period where Brittany will have to essentially produce all documents, all statements to show her exact income versus her outcome, like down to a penny. And the judge would kind of go through and determine what's obligations versus what's additional. Obligations are like rent, water, food, utilities versus, oh, I'm paying
Mm,
extra money for my daughter to go to college. That's a choice, that's not an obligation. And then determine from there how much you can afford. Most likely 50, $100 a month, and it's going to take years, but that transparency, that
oh
answering
my.
interrogatories and supplying statements is part of that process in order to determine what you can afford.
Well, okay, but what if she doesn't answer that? Because, like, I have a.
You could get in trouble because if
Okay.
it is ordered by the court to
Right.
produce during the discovery, because Martucci has he is entitled to discovery, and you don't do that, you can get in trouble.
So, Brittany, I know that you'll remember this because this is a case you and I covered together, actually, a trial we covered together. Remember when all the financial crimes of Alec Murdaugh were being discussed, and there was what's called forensic accounting, and they showed how Murdaugh was taking money out of clients' settlements because they were being held in an escrow account, and he was withdrawing those monies. That's what's going to happen. That's what Melissa's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You will be required. Forensic accounting is, you can't just say,
Oh, I made
well,
1,000 this year. Prove
I
it.
made,
Show it.
yeah, you can't say I have a $600 cable bill. If your cable bill is, you have to show the bill. You have to show all of your bills. And guess what? Every bill that you pay, all the subscriptions that you have to run your channel, like for me, I pay for Streamlabs, I pay for Epidemic Sound, I pay for Canva, I pay Chat GPT because sometimes I don't be liking the images and they need to be refined a little, blah, 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 right? I have all kinds of, those are optionals. Those are not obligations. I'm not obligated to do that. I could run my channel and still make some money without using those pay services. I could do Canva for free and, all of that. So could you. And so those are not obligations. They're not going to leave you destitute, but you're not going to be able to hem and haw or talk circles. It's math. It's numbers.
It's math. So if they're following the standard discovery, you're going to have to answer interrogatories. So it'll be like, how much was your income in the last 3 years? How much is your income generally from YouTube? How whatever the questions are, you have to answer and they're under oath. And then you're going to get that notice to produce. And then based on those answers, we want your Cash App statements, we want your PayPal statements, we want your W-2 if you have W-2, whatever it may be, because that's what happens when it's forensic accounting. It's not, you can't just claim, you need to show every cent in, every cent out. If you're claiming that you may not be able to afford this judgment, the judge has to determine based on that, not based on your word, based on that, how much can you afford? You know, maybe you are getting $1,000 a month and 750 is going to bullshit. Well, then you could afford, because 750 doesn't need to go to bullshit. That's for a judge to determine.
That's
But you can't
exactly.
skirt around that.
No, and a judge, great. That girl's great. That I don't know why I'm saying her name like I don't know her. That girl wants to know what happens if she refuses to participate at
She'll be in
all.
contempt.
Yeah,
She'll be in contempt, and then the judge can determine from there. But this is the hard part. A lot of states, and every state does it different, right? So Ziggy and Six's state is completely different. Like in that case, they do garnishments, they do enforce the orders. In other states, a judge may give you a judgment, but we're not going to enforce this judgment, right? And so, unfortunately, it takes a lot of money a lot of the times in certain states to even try to get that judgment, you know? And so it would consist of constantly needing to file motions of contempt in front of the judge because she would be in contempt of that order. And that can be expensive.
Which would what Megan said, a bench warrant. Is that right? That makes sense for being in contempt.
It all depends.
That
It
right?
absolutely can. It absolutely can.
the thing of it is, you don't want to let it get to that point. You don't want to put your fate, like your freedom, up to a judge, because you don't want to put it in anybody's hands, really, anybody else's. Like, you want to control your freedom, right? So the best thing to do is do what they tell you to do. If you are subject to interrogatories, you appear on time. Actually, let me say this: if the interrogatory starts at 9:00, if you show up at 9:00, you're late. You need to be there at 8:45. I mean, and by there I mean like on the phone, whatever it is they decide. Wherever they tell you to be and when they tell you to be there, you need to be there 15 to 20 minutes early. You need to wait on them.
Okay, I got a question because Megan VR says that this is for dishonest conduct. And Phoebe says, I normally just listen, not comment. But yes, it's for dishonest conduct, not just the additional sanctions. The whole paragraph is one sentence. All money is owed because of dishonest conduct. And I just want to ask you guys, because that is not, now I know she's dishonest as hell, so don't get me wrong. That's just not the way I read this. I read it as in, this is lawyer fees, litigation cost, and then zero.
Hold on, let me see, because I have the chat up. So it says, and now this 14th day of July, upon consideration of the petition for attorney's fees and litigation costs, saying in any all, sorry, it's so small, responses thereto is ordered and decreed that attorney fees and costs are awarded against Brittany in the amount of 9,000, right, and change, and then 842 in litigation costs, totaling $9,872.89, along with, in addition to, right, an amount of additional sanctions in the amount of zero as determined by the court under 47 PA, whatever, for dishonest conduct. So, no, in addition to the above mentioned, zero for that. Zero for dishonest conduct.
See, I read it the other way. I read it as one complete paragraph because there is no period in between. So
yeah, it is one
there
complete
usually
paragraph.
isn't.
But
You're familiar with legal paperwork. There's no grammar.
No, there's not. And initially, I read it the way that most of the chat read it, as if it is. That's it.
Along with an additional,
right. In addition to,
right, along with an amount of additional sanctions in the amount,
which would be outside of that total number they had just declared.
Because they cite 42 PACS Southern Second 25039 for dishonest conduct.
Yes.
So it is a separate. It's a separate sentence.
Damage. Yeah, it's damages separate from the attorney's fees and court costs.
These are the punitive damages. and the punitive damages, it's because there's the judge is saying under which is 0, but under this specific citing of this specific law, it is for dishonest conduct. And because it's a 0, she wasn't held accountable
Correct.
financially for dishonest conduct. So it's 2 separate things.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Just the way that it's with the way that it's written. Neat says I worked in courts for 20 years. I think MJ and Melissa, I know that you do this kind of work all the time, so you definitely are very familiar with this kind of stuff too.
She is.
So
I did initially read it as one continuous paragraph. However, Melissa is right when it said, and I remember this being an argument, and the argument I remember it being made in is the case of the 14-year-old that shot her mother. And they were arguing what her sentence is supposed to be because she is a minor. Does she qualify for life without the possibility of parole? And they were reading the statute, Letitia. There is in addition to, or something similar to that in the language, and the justices in the appellate court determined that means it's a separate, and I trust them. I mean, they're,
yeah. Well, Phoebe, I appreciate your comment. I love the debate. I love the conversation around it. And Megan, it's not a big deal. I'd be curious, but also we know she's dishonest as hell. Terrible.
Well, and because that probably would have taken a whole separate hearing, but from what I'm gathering in the chat, there's a good chance that they could have originally asked for it in their filing, and then come the day of, it's not that the judge determined that there was dishonest conduct and that he's awarding 0 versus we're withdrawing that at this point, and or that would have taken a whole other hearing. Like courts are very specific of what they're there for, and if it's not a claim that's brought up originally, it's not being heard today. And if you want to hear on something else like dishonest conduct, well, that has to have a whole nother hearing.
Right. I think if I remember the way that Jessica explained this, what she said was originally, yes, they were going to they did request punitive damages. And on the day of, they decided they no longer wanted to seek punitive damages, because when it came time to make the argument for punitive damages, they withdrew that. So it is that's how I understand
waiting for the RICO. I wonder what they're, I'm very curious how that's going to shake out, and what's going to be owed by who, and that kind of thing. So
what up, Shmita? Shmita said objection, relevance.
She said she loved the thumbnail. Thank you.
And you know what sucks is that I wish Brittany was held accountable for this judgment, but I know at the end of the day, if it, she has to fork it up, it'll be paid by everyone else. But if you this is the problem, again, circling back around to that accountability. If she does not, and this goes to anyone though, but applying to her specifically in this situation, if she's never accountable, she's never going to learn her damn lesson. She's never, because it's not coming out of her pocket. She doesn't need to show up. She doesn't care. It's frivolous. 9,000. Okay. You're going to have another one of the mods cover the whole thing, just like they always do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't get blood from a stone, as the saying, Shmita.
But I do hate that she never has to be that she just people will jump in to save her, but she does this "oh poor me" act, you know what I mean? And people, and not to say there isn't shit that happens that is wrong, you know what I mean? I've commented on the mom stuff plenty of time, or the driving by her house. A lot of people have said, so don't get me wrong, I do believe that that's too far, but
this is what I agree with you, Allie. I think this happens a lot, I think on social media, not so much in real life, but I think that people forget sometimes that 2 things can exist at the same time. Brittany can have wrong done to her and also do wrong to others. They're
Yes.
not mutually exclusive. And one does not justify the other. Two wrongs do not make a right. Okay. So, I mean, and I get, Allie was saying this the other night before I had to go to bed, but this is one of the last things I heard you say, Allie. And I was like getting in my bed saying, yes, get her, Allie. You cannot, or I mean, you can, but if you get pulled over by a cop and you're speeding, okay, and you say to the officer, well, officer, yeah, I might have been speeding, but like there's 50 people out here, you know, there are other people speeding. And what's worse, there are people who kill somebody. Okay, well, that's true.
Yeah.
Other people are speeding, right? And killing is also against the law and wrong, morally and legally. But that does not negate the fact that you broke the law.
Right.
You can't, you know,
Exactly.
you can't argue somebody else. It's funny to me because Brittany, you make this argument a lot. What I did isn't so bad. Well, dummy, what you're admitting to is you've still done something bad. But what your argument is that it's not as bad as somebody else, but yet it's still bad. Why don't you work on that? Maybe don't do bad things. Try. Nobody expects you to be perfect. And for the love of Pete, stop saying, I never proclaimed I was perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Oh God.
We don't need the motherfucking fortune cookie of the tubes, okay? Stop it. You sound like a goddamn greeting card and it's annoying. Just stop.
I just exactly what you said, Bundy. Two things can be true at the same time, and it's very frustrating to watch. I know people go way too far in Brittany. We have spoken out on that so many times, but because of that, like she gets babied and her true behavior, it's crazy. People go too far, but at the same time she gets babied in the other sense, and people don't hold her accountable, and people chalk her up as if she doesn't know better. And it's like, how many court cases are we going to go through where Brittany doesn't show up and she's live streaming all night into the early morning hours before she has to go, before people realize this is a choice? I said it back on Jonesins a long time ago. She enjoys this. People got upset when I said that. I'm not saying she enjoys CPS showing up at her house. Who the fuck would? But if people can't figure out that she will not pursue anything as far as getting this to stop because she needs it. She needs it. She wants to be exactly where the fuck she is. And that's when people should stop feeling fucking bad, because why are you caring more than she does?
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, for that, I mean, really, to your whole point, why are we even discussing this? You know, we care because I'm going to tell, I don't care about this. I don't care about the situation like in that way. What I am annoyed and frustrated by is the disrespect to the court's time.
Yep.
I don't like that. I don't like anybody's time to be disrespected, but I'm particularly perturbed when it comes to court time being wasted, especially when it's something that you started. You know,
She started it.
You started it. You initiated this.
Yep.
And now you're like, I want to take my ball and go home. And, you know, just because you bought all of
frivolous.
You bought all the equipment, you got your uniform, you went and practiced, and you paid somebody to train you. Not my fault. Frivolous.
Well, and that's why it's like, if you care about her, use common sense. I'm sorry. I'm going to pull a Craig and say something I probably shouldn't, but the people who are left surrounding her you all must be brain dead. I'm sorry. Like, you really are, because put aside your feelings for everyone else. What she is saying is wrong. What she is saying is a lie that you can very easily use logic and determine yourself. Hey, you're not showing up. You're not doing what you should be doing, right? Like, and anyone who's going to contribute to her delusion, right, of making it believe that you're this biggest victim, and, well, they didn't allow me I tried to appear in. No, that's not going to help her. Feeding into someone's delusion is not helping them.
No. And you know what? I'm perturbed too. I cannot believe that white people act this way. You know, like, I just can't believe it. I'm sorry. When she said I'm perturbed, that was the first thing that went in my head. Craig saying that. I can't believe white people live this way. Like, oh my God.
To that, you know, to Melissa's point, the people that are helping her. Okay, can we address the head bob heard round the world and reality yelling at people saying that she wasn't sleeping, she was looking at her phone? Can we address that?
Oh my God.
First of all, let me just ask you this, Reality. Let me give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's pretend for just a millisecond that's true. Then why, ma'am, is it that you waited and alerted Brittany that you could see her? And I believe what you said was, Britt, we can see you, dear. If all she was doing was looking at her phone and nothing was amiss, what's the problem? Why sound the alarm? Why say anything at all?
That's the entire point.
Dear.
Right. And if you are going to say anything at all, did you find that clip? Allie, did you find the place, or do you want me to find it?
I think it's right here. Hold on. At the beginning of this, not the, opening Pandora.
Is it the Pendeja one?
That's no, I do have that too in my background ready.
Can you play that one? Because we can see you, dear. We can see you. That's the wrong thing to say then. If you're going to ever squawk, that's the time to squawk. And it's a huge distraction for you to squawk at somebody in the chat. So next time that happens, just yell at somebody in the chat.
Well, and it's a prime example of do not believe what your eyes are seeing. Do not listen to what your ears are hearing. Live in this delusion I want you to live in. But I think the scarier part is people do, right? Is it that sense of these parasocial relationships? Do you feel that need to be somewhere so much that you're willing to just straight up believe or pretend to believe what opposite of what everything should be telling you? Hello, you are seeing this on the screen, right? You're hearing this. It exists in reality. That you are, oh nope, I don't see it. That's a problem. And that says more about someone who's willing to I've accepted that about Brittany. But for all the people who are pretending we're not seeing or hearing what is right in front of us, that's a direct reflection on you.
Right.
Is this right, Jen? Because this is what the link is, and she said around 2:14, and I got it at 2:13:53. Does that look right?
Because
it's Queen reviewing.
We'll play it and just see, because that's what Joneson sent. That's the link I copied out of the thing. We'll just blame Joneson. If it's wrong for everybody, it's Joneson did it.
Here we go.
Internet keyboard.
Oh, here we go.
I know who you are.
La boca, pendejo.
Oh my God. Hold on, let me make it louder. Okay, hold on.
Who you are. I know who you are.
La boca, pendejo.
What are you watching?
There it is. That's David. David loves to yell out in Spanish. That cracks me up. That means she's been watching David a little too much.
Does he yell out in Spanish? And now she's copying it? That's funny. But yeah, so.
I thought this was a clip of her falling asleep in reality. You're on camera, dear.
No, I have that. I can get that clip, but this is my favorite one. Now,
Keep going or no?
No, that's not on this one. It's a separate clip. Okay. Now, this is when you yell that. Reality. Cállate la boca, pendeja! That's when you do that. When she starts that bobbing, right? I don't know what she's doing. I mean, she's definitely not looking at her phone, but when it looks like she's about to face plant that fucking mic, don't say, Britt, we see you, dear. Yell out. That's what you yell. That's the time to yell that out.
This is the part, not the part of the actual live, Melissa. I haven't got to see that where she says, "We see you, dear." I would like to see that. But this is reality addressing that, okay? And she says, "I would know what to look for, sweetie. I wouldn't even address it. That's what they want. And I know you didn't have your glasses and you were reading your phone and you were trying to read the computer screen. They can't handle that. Kick rocks." Sorry. It's just like randomly kick rocks is in the middle of the sentence. But anyway, so here she is talking about her looking at her phone and don't have your glasses and the computer screen. And it's like, dude, stop. Stop being a part of this manipulation machine with her, bro. You cannot believe that shit. Like, you want to hear it?
Yes.
Here we go.
I
Okay.
love it when reality is
Oh.
talking at a normal level and then all of a sudden she's squawking at people. It's my favorite
Yeah.
thing.
Kick rocks. I would know what to look for. Kick rocks. Like just randomly in the middle. But here we go.
Sweetie, I wouldn't even address it because that's what they want. They want you to react to it.
This really pisses me off.
We know, and I know you didn't have your glasses and you were reading your phone and you were trying to read the computer screen. They can't handle that. Kick rocks.
And you know the freaking the V over there talking about reality news. She was not in. Look at reality trying to deflect and get her wake her ass up.
You're over there, buzzard, and you can go fuck yourself.
But she's the one that's over there.
She buys $25 blunts. She's over there high as a kite all the fucking time.
And
I know her getting chased by cops, no less.
I guarantee you, it's not just blunts either. It's way more than that.
Of course.
And then here you are. Yeah. Here you are
Right.
doing the same thing you don't want done to you.
That
but
makes
that's
a
where they're
lot of
talking about it.
sense.
I was going to find her asleep.
I saw that clip. I could have
Yeah,
sworn
someone has that clip because I saw the clip.
that
and
it was on the Hive. I thought it was
may
on
have
Queen
been.
Bees, but I'm
Yeah, it
looking
may have
at
been.
it right now and I cannot find it.
Is it on the backup?
Maybe just the Hive. Let me see. I know I'm looking at our clip channel. Let me look.
I wish people, would realize, listen, it's been years, okay? This girl, you could only say you were looking at your phone so many times, right? This is a reoccurring issue. And she has had roaches crawling on her. Whatever, I don't give a fuck what it is. My point is, she still goes on camera. Anybody who doesn't see that Brittany wants it, like, my question would be, why would she continue to do that if she knew it was going to result in exactly what it results in, right? Like,
Right.
what sense does that make? Because I recognize a fucking nod. I don't give a shit if everybody wants to say, nope, that's not what it is. I don't care. Again, I'm not going to live in your guys' delusion. I live in reality. And so it's just amazing to me because you would be aware, whether you are nodding, you are aware when you're nodding, you're aware when you're like, oh shit, and a normal reaction would be not to go on camera, especially when you keep getting caught doing it. Yet she continues to do that. Why? Why do you think she does that?
Yeah. Why do you think she does that?
Because she relies on this. Allie, once you accept that she does not mind being the victim, that she is the one on the corner with the cup panhandling, needing money for my kids, they don't have formula, and then driving off in her Bugatti, that is what most people can't even entertain that because a lot of people have shame, right? That even in their hardest moments will not ask for help. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. But my point is, most people can't even fathom the thought of, wait a second, I couldn't even ask for help when I needed help. This person has no problem night after night after night claiming to be broke, needing this, I need that, I need this, I'm the victim, and not being. Yes. And then once you accept, oh no, she is fine being in that role, she thrives in that role, then you start to see her for who she really is. So yeah, she keeps that camera on knowing it's going to continue that fucking content. She's accepted it. She is good. She thrives there. She doesn't want to move.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about, the Bugatti with the car seat, because it's crazy to think that, like, I don't know, like that she would willingly not like be all right with the falling asleep on camera. But
What other
you are
sense?
right. I was
What
thinking,
other sense, Allie? At this
why is your
point,
camera on? Yeah, like it's never on, but it's on for this.
except this, ready? It's not even just about talking shit. This is directly affecting her kids, and I'm not going to get into that, but she knows, right? Obviously, we hear about it all the time. Things are happening where it's affecting your kids. How about shut your fucking camera off if you can't stay awake?
Yeah.
But even that won't stop her.
Well, here she is, the falling asleep. I found it looks
Did you
like they
find it?
recorded
Where's it
Angela's
at?
on Brandywine. It looks like she
Okay.
recorded Angela's Twitter post. I think that's Twitter. I'm not sure. I think so, but here we go.
Do you remember? Hey, just the RN. Josie, she called CPS on Brittany and
That
Katie.
is, man.
Amen. Yes.
Oh man, Lindsey Graham.
Yeah. Do you remember?
I saw a longer clip of it because
Yeah,
reality
there's a
goes
longer
into
clip. Yeah,
Lindsay passing
there's a
away. Do
longer
you know
clip
where?
of that. I could have sworn it that I saw it on the Hive clips, but now I can't find it. Huh.
I wonder why my search bar says I have searched that song recently, but not today. But it's
Marilyn
in the search bar.
Manson.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love it
It's
too.
a good-
It's such
It's a good cover.
good song. Yes,
He also does a good cover of Personal Jesus. I'm not a big fan of. There are certain bands I won't put up with a cover from. Depeche Mode and The Cure are two of them. It's very hard for me to get down with a cover of them, but I got to give it up to Marilyn Manson. He does a good job. That's all.
Check
That's
Hartley.
all I wanted to say. Hartley. All right, let me look.
Okay, so while you look for that, I will and look at Queen's community page. Maybe she shared it because somebody mentioned that. But I have this open. I have not seen this yet. So you guys know we're not going to get into the lawsuit. I do know that Chasing was just live talking about it. I am trying to encourage Bendy to talk. She wanted to talk about it. I think that you should. But she might not. She might decide not to. But regardless, Seth has a lawsuit right now against Sumner County and CPS. I will I'm not here. We're not going to talk about Seth here. I'm not going to get into I haven't seen the lawsuit, so I couldn't even talk about it at all with any level of accuracy or to know. I don't think it would be responsible for me to talk about the actual lawsuit, but he is suing Sumner County and CPS. And I will say I am here for it anytime the government or CPS is held accountable. If they have messed up, I don't know. I don't know what the claims are. I don't know what, if there's, I don't know. But anyways, it's a lawsuit that's happening right now. And Brittany discusses it in this clip, and I had saved it. I was told to watch this. So what do you guys think? Do you want to listen to it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do want to. I do want to talk about it. My thing is, Chasing did such a good job reading it. You did it. I don't know if she's in here, but Chasing, you did a fantastic job. I do want to talk about it, but I need to get. I also want to be able to have the actual documents because I don't think it's necessary for me to reread everything. Chasing did a fantastic job of that, but there are a couple of parts that happened. There it is, right there. You found it. Where did you find that? It's on Queen Bee. Why can't I find it?
On her videos. It's on her
that's
videos.
why. Jeez, Jen. It's like your first day on the freaking internet. Anyway,
I'm gonna link this video in the chat.
There's just a couple. God. There's just some parts that I wanted to go over because there's some parts I have questions about. And so let me see what I need to do to get my mitts on that document, and then because I don't want to talk about it without the document. And then we'll do it. And I really want to talk about it with you guys. Yeah. I wanted Melissa up there too and you, Allie, because we all followed this case. We all talked about this case, not every single night ad nauseum, but we did talk about it, and we've been watching what's going on. And I want you girls' opinions. And I like paneling with you hoes.
Yeah, I do
Me
too. I'll
too.
come. I would love to. And like I said, I know Chase, I didn't get to see it, but I know she did a great job. But also, I know you will too. And hearing from her isn't hearing from you.
Yeah, I
Opinions
like
may vary.
different. Hmm.
Yeah. Then we want to hear about it from you too. So
Okay.
I'm like that. If I'm interested in something, I do want to hear about it from a couple people. Like like for instance, in the LCU, if a drama's happening, I don't just want to hear about it like from one perspective. I'll go and hear a few people talk about it because I want to get like a wider view of the situation. So yeah, I think you should do
Okay.
it. But okay, so here's the longer video.
Okay, here we go. Yes.
Oh my.
Oh my God.
Can't believe white people live like this.
I know, right?
She's just looking at her phone, y'all.
And reading the computer. Come on,
Yeah.
we just can't handle it. We're the worst. You haters.
Honestly, it's very sad.
It's sad.
It's sad, and again, I'm a big believer, like I've been screaming. Pretending that you're not seeing what's right in front of you isn't
Never
helpful to
helps.
anyone. And I'm not saying that means you go in the whole other direction and you make accusations and you drag and you call CPI. That's not what I'm saying either. But
Right.
I've watched people gaslight me, trying to convince me maybe it's fucking narcolepsy, maybe she's very tired, maybe. At what point
We
do
see
you,
my dear.
yeah. Oh,
There's reality. We see you, my dear.
Hey, Britt.
I thought it was looping.
Sweetheart.
Oh, we can see you. There it is. Hold on. Let's see. I thought it was looping too, but I was very.
We see you, my dear.
Oh my God. Very closely listening to what you were saying.
Hey, Britt.
Huh?
Sweetheart.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I didn't think it was looping. I just didn't realize there was sound on this one.
I thought it was looping. I apologize. I was.
No, it's okay. But I'm so glad we got to hear reality. We see you, my dear.
Yeah. See?
No, Melissa, I'm right there with you. And sorry, Benny, real quick, I just want to say, like, usually I'm an asshole in these situations because I was an addict for a long time, and I'm one of those people where I'm not going to be very sensitive around these topics. I don't think that helps anybody. Like that's just enabling. And I think you just have to be honest, like you said, period. And I'm not going to be sensitive. I'm not going to go, oh God, don't do, clutch
You're gonna
my
throw her
pearls.
into worse. No.
And no, something that I've you're right, Melissa, and I'll say this, and I'm not nobody is responsible. When I took pills, there was not a single fucking thing that somebody could have said to me that would make me take pills or make me not take pills. It was me. I decided, hey, guess what? If 1 hydrocodone is good, 2 hydrocodone is better, and 3 is even more fun. That was me, nobody else.
Exactly. And I don't like using that manipulation either, it's on you. My relapse or potential relapse or whatever it may be is on you. No? Guess what? Then you're not in recovery at all because it's on us.
My sobriety is my decision.
Right.
It's up to me. I decide to be sober every single day. Every single day.
I do want to say though, she's staying up till 5 a.m. She very well might be tired. Being tired might be a part of it as well. Of whatever's going on. Yeah.
For sure.
So I'm not discounting that. I think that it's bizarre to stay up until 5 a.m. Like for me, you guys know, both of y'all, I want to be outside all day during the summer. Like I cannot do that if I'm up all night. Like, so I have to get sleep so I can be doing what I want to do. But like, I don't understand that. And when I really start to side eye and have concern is like the dinner at 2-3 in the morning with like, I don't understand that. There are a lot of things like that I think that stick out that are like, I don't know what's going on here, but the fact that you don't see a problem with this is weird.
Yeah. Here's my other issue though. Brittany, you don't want anybody making accusations, but you just made an accusation against Queen. Queen is very open about, she's in love with a Mary Jane.
Me too.
That's
It
her
is my
main
main
squeeze. Do you love me, Mary Jane?
Oh my God,
Okay.
that's a
For
jam.
sure, Nanya.
Okay.
But if you were openly acting like that in front of me, you can't expect me to live in a delusion of me just going along with that there isn't a problem, right? So it's not so much an argument of, right, anyone could get her to stop or anyone could get her to continue. It's not about that. It's about, no, you live how you want to live, but you cannot put the expectation on anyone else to live in a delusional lie with you. That's my issue, right? I'm not going to act as if my eyes are deceiving me over your feelings, not doing that.
Right, exactly. So Queen
you
is very
really
open.
think you love me? Sorry, you got that in my
Mary
head.
Jane.
Well, and hi, by the way,
Do ya?
sorry. I didn't even say hi.
I'm in love with a Mary Jane. Okay, my point is that Queen is very open and honest about her relationship and love for Mary Jane, right? But that's not the point. What did Brittany say? Oh, I'm sure she's on to more than that. Well, Brittany, this is why people don't like you. It's me. I'm people. I don't like you. And this is why. This is the shit that you do that's indefensible. You poke at the bear. And when the bear turns around and acts like a fucking bear, you get mad. You're all, oh, what happened? It was unsolicited, y'all. No, ho, you solicited. You've been soliciting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you would think at this point, even if you wanted to claim in the beginning something different, at this point, there is only one reason she would continue to keep that camera on time and time again and doing absolutely nothing to even try to prevent what she knows is going to happen. Do anything, right? Even if you're not going to change the behavior or anything in your life, shut that camera off to take some steps to making sure people can't do what they continue to do. And I acknowledge they cross the line 100%, but you keep erasing that line. That line is in chalk and you keep dousing with water, and that line doesn't exist half the time because of you.
Jill has a question. When you were using said chemicals, was timeliness irrelevant? If so, do you think you're even more of a stickler now because you can clearly see how disrespectful chronic tardiness is to others? Just wondering. For me personally, I have a late problem. However, I'm very aware of it and I'll apologize, for the first part of that. So when I was just so incredibly selfish. I didn't even see that I was late. I didn't care. You think I was even thinking about anybody else in their life? No, I was so fucking self-absorbed with what I needed or what I was going through or, oh my God, this, like with myself that I didn't even, you don't even see. You don't even think, you don't have time to think about like those kinds of things. At least I didn't anyways. You are just so self-absorbed, completely always thinking about your substance, whether you have any more, whether you need to do it, whether you're out, whether you need to get some, like that kind of stuff. And you just like, just for me anyways, I was so fucking selfish. Time was irrelevant. Timelines were irrelevant. Other people and what they might be doing. I didn't even see it. Like now, I would definitely consider if somebody comes to help, like for instance, if somebody comes to help me with the project out in the yard and I know that they've been working all day, I'm very considerate and aware of that. When before I would just be like, okay, they're coming to help me with the yard. Me. I wouldn't be thinking about, well, they've worked all day and this, and do they have water? That kind of stuff. I was just very selfish. But what do you guys say?
Okay, so for me, the way that I was raised, my whole household, except for my mom, ran on what my dad calls, because we're Mexican people time, which for our household meant fucking around until the very last minute, rushing, getting there but then being pissed because you have to rush, but you're on time. I've always been one of those people that is a timely person. I am what I was at that time, what you would call a functioning addict. I could, I wasn't great at it. Okay. I'm not saying that I was, obviously, if I'm taking, abusing pain medication, I wasn't a good mother. Like it wasn't an ideal situation, but I made sure that the kids were up for school every day on time. At school, picked them up from school. I made dinner every night and the house was clean. My time of being fucked up was after everybody was home from school and after dinner, because at that point my back then was really hurting. And if you know anything about chronic pain, you know that you're really supposed to take pain medication like on a schedule. You're supposed to keep ahead of the pain. And I wouldn't do that because you cannot drive if you're on pain medication. So like there's ways that I was completely responsible and then ways I was completely irresponsible. Like I would have a line of shit I just would not do. But I don't want to make it seem like I was not a good person when I was an addict, because
you weren't your best.
I
Nobody
wasn't my
is.
best self. I wasn't, and I would rally when I would get pill sick and still get up. I mean, I'd get the kids off to school, and I remember I would, for the first couple of days, I would lay in bed and then I would get up. But then I learned, hey, if you get on that treadmill and sweat it out, the sickness goes away a lot quicker. So sometimes I would do that. I just wasn't my best self.
Well,
I was very immature in mine because I was young. So I didn't have like an adult life to ever, or you know what I mean, outside of that. But go ahead, Melissa.
Well, I don't think Brittany's in consideration to time has anything to do with addiction. I think that's all to do with personality. You could only chump so much up to addiction. It's just personality. But to answer Nunya, we played it out of order. So actually we played the second, I guess what would be considered portion of this clip prior to it. And it was Brittany and Reality claiming anyone who was saying that she was sleeping is absolutely ridiculous. She was looking at her phone, reading her phone. She wasn't nodding off. So right there is that expectation, right? To deny what you're seeing. So, because I saw you had answered Allie as far as, the denial is implied when she acts horrified by the accusation, which I do agree with. But no, the straight up expectation that you didn't see what you think you saw, that this is what I was doing, is an extreme form of fucking gaslighting. And anyone who plays along with that, and again, I say that while also saying that doesn't mean to drag a bitch and say you need to call CPS. No, but acknowledging, hey, you most certainly were not looking at your phone is the bare minimum we owe each other. Honesty, not living in a fucking delusion and lying to each other.
Yes, very well said. I totally agree with that. Okay, so this live was originally supposed to go over, which we can still talk about in a moment, Ziggy and Six Up. I have when Ziggy went up on Queen's panel. I haven't even heard it all yet. I listened to a few minutes today when I grabbed the timestamp. But before we get to that, because we were talking about Brittany, this video was sent to me and I thought we could play it. I haven't seen it yet. But this is where she's talking about Seth's interview. So Seth is this lawsuit, like we said. Now it's interesting with the injunction, I want to see, like, I haven't got to see the filing. I know that, like we said, Chasing went over it. I want to see, do you know who he's represented by, you guys?
No, I haven't seen anything yet.
Okay. I'm very curious about that. I think that's a big for me. I want to know who he's represented by. And we have to remember, though, that this is completely separate from the injunction. Now, she claims, like, she had made the claims that she shouldn't have gotten in the injunction, basically. Now, is there anything else I'm missing, you guys, that about this video or anything? Or no, just play?
I don't know. I guess I don't have anything to add because I'm not familiar.
What do you think, Bindi?
She stepped out for a cigarette.
Oh, well, shit. I think she's the one who sent it. So we'll just play it. All right, here we go.
from Brittany's channel, Reality and her are talking about Seth's interview and how Jay read off disturbing things on a report. Instead of focusing on the report, Brittany talked about the drama from the other side. Sebastian should have been the main focus. This video is under fair use.
Okay.
Yeah, did you go to see Seth's interviews?
No, but I was just about to say that I see.
Can I just say though, like it really made me sick the way as soon as this happened, so many people get on. Well, I haven't seen this yet, but I have seen a couple clips of people discussing Seth. One was Barbecue Lady. She said something like, all the money he's raised off. And I just think, I've said this before, but there are so many channels who decided to make that case their regular daily content, which that's fine. If there's information to go through or whatever, that's your choice. But why does Seth not have that right? It's his son. He has anytime he speaks up or does a video, it's, oh, Seth, whatever. And he was actually out searching and stuff like that. So I'm sure a lot of people did donate. And I don't know what he's done with the money, right? Like nobody can say. But at the end of the day, it's his child. And whether you completely agree with, oh, he didn't show his picture here and he should have, or this or that, it makes me sick the way like the exploitation happens on here. Like soon as this dropped, as soon as there was noise of anything, it was boom, 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 boom. All these channels on about it, everybody giving their thoughts and opinions before they've even got the lawsuit. Like Bendy said earlier, she wants to wait till she gets it before she discusses it, fucking obviously. And I get really sad and sick by that, like watching people. And I feel the same way about Chris and Katie. I don't want any of them treated like exploited or like talked about as if they can't fucking speak up, but everybody else can talk all the time. I don't know. I just had to say that because when I hear somebody like all the money you've raised off the back of your missing son, well, excuse me, but didn't you I never knew who you were until this case, Barbecue Lady, and nothing personal, but didn't you cover it a lot, talk about it a lot? You grew like a big platform talking about it. Like, how come you're allowed to do that or gain at all from this, but he can't speak? I don't know. It just feels gross to me. I just wanted to say that.
Okay, before you start, I want to say one thing. I want to clear something up. This has been unfairly portrayed, and it was not. It was inaccurately portrayed, I should say, not unfairly, inaccurately portrayed by Reality Wins. I know you're all shocked that she didn't get it accurate, but here we are. Put away your shocked faces now. Jay did not have documents. Jay was not reading documents. What Jay was reading was an article. When this came
I didn't know
out,
she went over it.
She did, because when this came out, there were two ways that you could watch it. One, you could go to the YouTube. It came across my YouTube feed. So you could go to the local news's YouTube channel, and it was right there. And it's different segments, okay? But you could also go to their website, and you could read the article that went with it and also play the same news clip, okay? That's what Jay was doing. She did not have documents. And for Reality to say that she did was inaccurate. That's all. I wanted to clear that up because I don't think that's right to do to somebody to say that they were reading something that they weren't actually reading.
Yeah. And then after this, let's just keep it about what we're watching. I want to react to her response to this. But so UA says, when was he actually out searching? And hear me out. I get people have their feelings about him and stuff. But here's the thing. We don't know what you have to remember. You don't know what he's doing when and obviously.
I'm sorry. Didn't UA dress up like someone directly interfering with a true crime case? So I don't think you have, and that's on me. Don't hold Allie or anyone else accountable for me saying that, but I don't think you have any room to speak on a victim's father as a victim himself. And I don't agree with everything Seth does at all, but this is a problem with everything I see on the internet is the pieces of shit are pointing the fingers, calling other people pieces of shit for doing the same shady shit yourself. I don't think you have any room to speak, UI.
And just to answer what she asked me, she says, Jen, Jay has admitted to having been sent to CPS reports. I don't know whether she has admitted that or not. I've heard that multiple times. I don't watch everything. But let me just say this. I'm talking about a very specific thing that Reality said that Jay was doing last night when she was going over this interview that Seth gave the news. She said she was reading documents. I'm telling you that she was not. She was reading an article. That's all I'm talking about. Whether she was sent the CPS reports, I don't know. But I will say this. That I'm not going to say anything about that. It doesn't matter.
That's the whole point, Andy, right? Is that we're not here to sit here and go through the list of what other creators have done. We're talking about this, and there's times where things that Seth has done did not sit well with me. But what I'd like to hope, okay, and I'm not saying this is the case, what I'd like to hope is he was in the worst time of his life. And I think people were surrounding him, whether he was a willing participant in that or not, as far as guiding him in a really bad direction. And when I say that, I don't mean he isn't accountable, but I do not want to ever imagine any of us to ever be in the situation that he was in and then say, well, did you have clarity when making these decisions, right? But the other people did. I do know a group of people who were for their own reasons leading him. And so as far as I understand, to be fair, I have not caught up, been keeping up, but it's been quiet as far as I understand for a while now. So I'd like to believe he has put some distance between himself and the people who had ill motives and intentions. And he is going about things, and again, I haven't read anything, but going about things the right, proper way. That's what I'd like to hope. And he could see the people who were just sucking everything possibly out of him for their own gain are far away from him now.
People talk about the people around him and how bad they are, and then don't want to acknowledge that maybe he's been a bit, he's vulnerable, obviously, and he could have easily been manipulated. Go ahead, Bendy, what you were going to say, though, because I had something else I was going to say.
And can we all agree that everything that's been happening surrounding this case on social media, I can't speak to law enforcement or anything else. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what CPS is doing. Okay. So can we all agree that things are surrounding this case outside of it, the discussion of it, the way it's been handled on social media has been fucked up?
Yeah.
Can we all agree to that?
Yes.
Can we all agree that, okay, obviously what's been happening isn't working, isn't helping things. Nothing is getting better. It's caused a huge division. It's caused all kinds of fucking spinoffs and ramifications and consequences. I feel like fucking Big Worm. There's consequences and repercussions. Smoking. Can we all stop now? Maybe can we try something that's different?
Yes. Also, that's why I was saying earlier, about we don't know. I'm trying to genuinely get through to anybody who thinks that he wasn't out. They know if he was out searching or not. Because think about it. We don't know. He hasn't been on here very much. And they're not going to put everything they're doing online when it comes to stuff like that. He is the parent of a missing child. Police do not think they have said they searched the house multiple times, like a dozen times. They have no reason to believe any of the parents are involved. So until they do, can we not just give them a little bit of a break? They are parents of a missing child. And I get the amounts high on the lawsuit, but let me just say CPS fucks up all the time. There is a reason they have been sued over and over and over again. And if they need to be held accountable for it, I'm all here for that. I don't care what the amount is.
And what it reminds me of is that in the beginning of my YouTube journey, I was covering Letitia's Gannon Stock's case, and I had a very strong opinion of Al. Now, to this day, he has done things that I still don't agree with, but I was absolutely wrong in how I covered things, and I was too harsh. And sometimes, even if you may feel a certain way, you don't necessarily have to cover it, and constantly say it. So I think back to that when I'm trying to apply it to Seth. And again, there's a lot of things that don't sit right with me and I don't agree with, but I have to apply that same, he is in the worst. I wish that on nobody. And so I'm going to allow grace to not judge as harshly as someone who would not be in that
Oh,
type of
I can already
situation.
tell you, I'd be acting a whole damn fucking fool, and I'd be all over the place, would be beside myself, would not be myself. You know what I mean? I know that for a fact, and we have to remember that. I'm the same as Melissa, and I think a lot of us that have been on here talking true crime, we get to a point where we realize our impact and maybe we should bite our tongue a little bit or whatever. And that's what I genuinely hope happens. I
We
know
become
that, like,
desensitized. We
yeah,
do,
We do.
and we're
and
wrong. The problem is that we don't know. We can very easily sit here and judge the actions, right, the way we want to, but with the internet culture and everything, this is new. And so we're seeing the impact that this has on families of true crime cases and victims in real time. So we're making the mistakes and learning in real time and seeing how it affects families of victims being intertwined, not on the news versus now the new mainstream media, which is TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. And so I feel like we've all become very desensitized to these are real people, and there is no right way, wrong way in the sense because it's all happening in real time for the first time. And so a lot of things
Yeah.
have gone wrong, and the wrong way has gone about with a lot of things. And we need to learn and grow from that, not just sit here and constantly throw stones.
I just want everybody to keep just one thing in mind. There's an old case, Jennifer Levin. It was the Preppy murder. Okay. Initially, when her body was found in Central Park, she was the victim, and people felt sorry for her, and the perpetrator was a monster, and all the things, right? And then through discovery, the defense team got a hold of her diary. Okay. She was what, 18, 19 at the time, maybe 2021. Okay. But she had a diary. And somehow, accidentally on purpose, that diary of hers was leaked to the media. And parts of it, the most salacious, most intimate thoughts that she had that she wrote in a diary, were then blasted for all the world to see. And suddenly, she went from being a victim to maybe she asked for it, that type of thinking. Okay. So, what I would like to propose when you are thinking later on about this or this case or the next case and the one after that and the one after that is be careful with the information that you distribute. Be careful about the information that you consume because it does change things. And I will say this, no harm has ever come to a case from sitting back and just taking a wait and see approach. No harm will come to a case from that.
Well, so many people just want to talk about the hot topic, grow their platform, grow their channel, and so that's a big part of it. And it's this whole fucking the whole news machine, like all of it is fucking disgusting. But I just want to say, like, if you are out there and you've judged Seth really harshly or Chris and Katie super harshly, I'm no better than you. I did the same thing with Dawn and Candace. Y'all Nana's
Yeah.
not drunk said I would think creators learned from Summer Wells that were here. I did the same thing. I made a list of red flags from them. I pointed out, like, I did so many videos, and they're all still up because I didn't want to take them down and hide anything. But so I've left them all up, but you can see I did the same thing, and I've just learned now. Look, neither one of them have been arrested. Some are still missing out there. The case was so damaged by social media and all the speculation and jumping on to every, oh my God, they said this, they said that. And I was a big part of that. And at a certain point, I realized that. And I decided I was going to do things differently. And I will always move differently. I will never go back to doing that again. Like, once you learn and correct it, you'll see, and you'll be able to see, holy shit. Like, I just thought I was just sitting here talking to my own people and didn't
Giving
realize.
my thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
And
didn't
we
not.
realize
speak
how I
about
could
that all the
impact.
time. I know we've spoken about that a lot, specifically about my regret with my coverage with Al, your regret with Summer Wells. But that's, I think that's when we all have to learn, like you have to, when you're in it, like, and you're too caught up in it, you really do need to step back to kind of like get yourself in check, and that's not pointing the finger at anyone. We're acknowledging I had to get myself in check. You had to get yourself. I'm sure a lot of us have. But again, there's no limits right now. It's all happening in real time where nobody is really going to like the news on CBS, like to find no, everyone's coming to TikTok and to YouTube and to learn in real time. And it's amazing. There's so many amazing things about it, but also it is horrible because there is absolutely no restrictions, no lines that can't be crossed, no you're not censored, which is why people love it. But that goes with the good and the bad. And there's damage being done, mistakes being made, bad choices being made, evil, and when I say evil, like I said, I think vultures were surrounding Seth, and that doesn't make him not accountable. But at the same time, I believe people were right next to him in his worst time of his life and guiding him in a very selfish direction. And so that's why I'm saying I don't know if he's in a better place now, but I'd like to believe he has distance, put some space there. It's been quiet as far as I know, and has realized the situation for what it is and learned. But shame on anyone who's willing to because there's a big difference, in my opinion, between covering it and getting involved in the action with the families. And damn well, because I could sit here all day and say they were in their worst time of their life and, give them grace. You weren't, though. You fucking knew exactly what you were doing. And shame on anyone who would get that fucking close and use a victim's family in their worst time for your ill motives.
Yeah. Ugh.
And I'll say this as well. I want to make it, this is a point that Chasing made, that Body Moving made, that I agree with. I said it as well. This lawsuit that we're talking about, okay, which we're not actually talking about the lawsuit, but I just think that people should just keep this in mind. The lawsuits are Seth versus Department of Children's Services and Sumner County Police Department. It's not like the internet. It's not Seth versus the Proudfoots. Okay. That's not what this lawsuit is. Now, having said that, I just think that the other issue I find that happens a lot in cases is that we don't know what law enforcement knows. So if we don't know what happened, how then can we even begin to determine the whodunit of it? First, you have to know what actually occurred.
And
we
there's
have no
a lot
idea.
we don't know.
And we don't know what law enforcement knows. And how many fucking times do we have to be proven wrong about a situation? And I'm using we as a big general term, okay?
Yeah.
Because I've taken the wait and see approach. I learned a long time ago, like decades ago. So I learned my lesson, but I'm older than
you're right.
Allie and Melissa. So
it's time and time again, we've learned it with Leilani and many other ones.
We don't know what law enforcement is doing. Yeah. We have no idea.
They weren't doing anything with Leilani. Oh my God. And come to find out, they were on it almost immediately. They almost immediately they were on it. But I just want to say, Megan said, I just want people to remember, just because it's written in a court case, it doesn't mean it's true. I learned that with Rico. I say that all the time on my true crime channel, all the time. I used to say, just because it's in the news doesn't mean it's true. Wait for court, wait for the police reports, wait for trial until, and I don't know if you missed it, you guys, I have a live on my channel called like my local police tried to blame me for killing somebody. They literally a woman was hit and killed in my area within like 2 weeks of me wrecking and hitting a deer. And it was all over the news. And I guess somebody turned my car in. You can ask these girls up here, like, it was so crazy. It was so scary. They showed up here. They literally were accusing us of killing somebody. They had my car impounded down and did forensics on it. And when they did, they saw that the computer, showed my GPS and what time and when I wrecked, and it was not when that woman was killed. And I just learned through that process, like even the police reports, and I say all the time now, like even in reports, you have to wait until a trial happens, until they go through all the different claims and they get to the bottom of it before you actually know the truth, period. You might assume, and there may be evidence that makes you believe one way or another, but the facts are, it can be in a damn court case, it can be in a police report. In the police report where they did to impound my car for the search warrant, you should have seen the things they said. They said that my car wreck happened during the last home game, and that happened on this date and that date, and or during the last game, and it was actually the last home game, and they had the whole different day wrong, and all these different things they wrote as facts, which weren't true. So that's just something people need to know in general. You think you know the facts of what happened in this family? You think you know the facts of what's actually going on behind the scenes with any of them? You don't know shit. And until it goes to trial, none of us do. We don't know shit. And until something goes to trial, you really just you can't be sure. So,
even at the trial is the time when you can evaluate what the investigation, right? But I think also something else that, go ahead, Melissa, you go ahead, because I just lost my train of thought. I don't know what happened. It's just like, I had this really salient, really good soliloquy to deliver, and then boom, gone. So you go ahead, babe.
Well, and in Leilani's case, he had said, do you want an arrest or do you want a conviction? I could arrest her right now and then she will walk out if this investigation is not done right, like, but I understand because there's plenty of times where investigations, crimes, the ball has been dropped. I could acknowledge that too, but all the creators that were outside, at least in that case, it, screaming the loudest, claiming the most outrage, right? You don't care at all. Like, that's just ridiculous. But also with the 25 million, and I haven't read anything regarding it, but I'm just saying the statement of damages, they have to put a number on it. It most likely was not Seth who came up with that number versus counsel. And it is always going to be an incredibly amount larger because you would have to work your way down to what you would actually be walking away with. So I understand people see that 25 million and they're like, that I'm almost certain did not come from Seth. It would have came from his attorney, and it's always going to be much, much more than you expect to get.
Right. Now, the other thing I want to say about what's in this lawsuit. At this time, as the lawsuit sits, it has been filed. It has not been accepted. It's in the very, very preliminary stages. Now, when Chasing was going through it, I asked her if there was evidence attached, not because I wanted to see it, because likely we wouldn't be able to see it. The evidence that they would be presenting would be, but it hasn't been accepted yet. So they don't have exhibits. Anyway, bottom line is, at this point, it's in the very earliest stages. I am not going to say that everything that is written in there is fact, because that's not even what they're saying. What they're saying is, these are the facts that as we see them and we intend to prove. That's really what that filing is. These are what they allege to be facts, and it's their burden. It is the plaintiff's burden to prove all of this. I will say there were some things in that report, in that filing, specifically with DCS, that seemed to contradict each other, and that gave me some pause. And that's why I want to be able to. And thank you to Lil Red. I got your text. I appreciate it, babe. Thankfully, I want to go through that. I want to
have an open mind.
Open mind and read those parts again.
Look at Coco's comments. right? Two things can be true. I think
Yes.
he was ill-advised, jumped on a lawsuit that he probably would result in stop, like as far as the injunction, like stopping the certain coverage. Bad, nobody's denying that. But maybe again, time passed, and now he's gone through the proper resources, got the right type of advice, and is moving forward with something that is valid. We don't know yet.
I remembered my point.
Excellent.
Okay. How we were talking earlier about Seth being vulnerable and surrounding himself with people that were taking advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you one very specific recent example of that. It was the last time that Seth went live. And Seth said adamantly that he believes that Sebastian is alive, and he, more to the point, he will fight anybody who says something different.
Oh.
Sitting right next to him is BHB, who has not only in the past given her theory, which we don't need to go into, but had said something to the effect of, well, I believe something happened that night. There was an exchange or something. And she referred to Sebastian several times in the past tense. Okay. Allie and Melissa are my friends. I support them. I would also tell them if they were fucking up, not in front of God and everybody, because that's not how you treat your friends. You do it offline. So in that respect, reality, I know you don't want to call your girl out. Maybe you believe what she's telling you. I don't know. But don't try to convince us that what we're seeing is not what we're seeing. Okay? Stop that right now. Better just to shut the fuck up and not say anything. How about that? Anyway, the fact that Betty could sit there and that Seth was oblivious to it, you guys, me and Nonsense covered this. We watched it together, and we were both like shocked that she would be that disrespectful in front of, but I went back and I watched it again, and I watched to see his reaction, and he did not have one, which means that he was oblivious to it. He didn't even realize that that is what was happening, because Seth doesn't really have a poker face, let's be honest. So
oh my gosh.
And he kind of just says what he's thinking in the moment, right? So that at the end of the day, if he's responsible for the things that he says and he does ultimately. But he also has people around him that at one time or another were cheering it on because they wanted the details. It was more beneficial, because if y'all will remember, there was a point where there was some conflict between Seth and Chris Proudfoot and Katie. And there was a picture shown. It's Seth and Chris Proudfoot, and they're standing by the truck and they're having a talk. And then they came back on a panel and were like, we're going to work together. And then all of a sudden, something just completely changed. And it was, I'm not gonna, we're not going to work with them. And from then on, the divide got bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, there was already, you could tell just from this filing that there was already, like they're a divorced couple, and there's conflict anyways, and all that. But the rift that social media they didn't create it. It already existed, but definitely they made it worse. And what's really sad about the whole situation is, at the end of the day, there's going to be when, I don't know, but there will be a resolution to this case. It may be a great outcome. It may be the worst outcome. I don't know. But either way, the internet, like it always does, is going to move on. And it will be up to that family, be left to the family to deal with. The people that were cheering it on and saying, yeah, fuck them, they're the worst, right?
Well, Bundy.
And saying to Chris and Katie, yeah, fuck him, he's the worst, right? Although, I don't think there's been as much. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well,
they're not going to be around for the mending offenses.
Correct. It's the ones who scream the loudest. Like, let's take Bullhorn, but Betty as the example that you just give, who is on this case now, right? She was the one who said that she would follow through in Quentin's name to the very end.
Yeah.
Do you know who even covered Leilani's case
Me.
outside of our group? I know. Outside of nobody
Nobody.
follows through because it's not about the justice, right? You're not
Right.
truly outraged, right? It's
Right.
whatever brings in the clicks and views.
I will
And
say,
it's
to be
really
fair, Dolly
sad.
sat there for Leilani's sentencing, but that's it. As far as the trial, they didn't cover it, and they were out there yelling the loudest.
They were out
They
there,
were.
and if it was
And
truly
demanding
about
justice.
right, and if it was truly about the missing children, the part that you would be most ready for is
Yeah,
that
is the
courtroom,
trial.
is the
Exactly.
courtroom. And but it's
Yeah.
just the next case. And so all I'm saying is that the damage that we are doing right through this true crime coverage is that it's irreversible damage, that it's just kind of next case. But what about that damage? You know, like what kind of
Right.
damage is being done along that way that it we're desensitized. We've become very, very desensitized.
Yeah.
I just
Nanya says,
Bonnie said it too. She said the exact same thing I repeated and attributed to you
yeah.
and Jason earlier. So she is in here. Hey, Bonnie, what up?
Nanya said, it's wild thought to see that people can't see all parents as just the parents of a missing child. They have to hate one or the other. Nanya, I see so many things like that I might not like or disagree with on all sides. Like, but also I can recognize that these people aren't here to be my best friend or people where I'm like, yes, cheering along every action they've
Right.
ever taken or word they've said. They are parents of a missing child. And the police have said multiple times. I mean, people cannot even admit that said they've searched the Proudfoot's house a dozen times, and they've answered multiple times that they have no leads. They have no reason to believe parents are involved, but people cannot let it go. It's wild that you can't just take a step back and realize I don't know these people and they are parents of a missing kid at the end of the day, and they haven't been arrested or charged or named suspects.
Right. And everything that we're seeing out of them, out of Chris, out of Katie, and out of Seth, is all the after. We don't know them before. We don't know who they were and how they acted before we met them on the worst day of their fucking life, when the absolute worst thing in their life has happened.
Yeah.
We don't know them from that. So we have no idea what kind of people they are. Truly, we don't. We don't.
Thank you, Jamie.
And we don't have any evidence to show anything one way or the other. We don't. They haven't been charged. They haven't even, nobody has been named a person of interest, even. Nobody. They
And that doesn't mean you
don't
can't have your
know.
feelings.
Right,
You
have
can
them.
have feelings and opinions, but I think everyone can acknowledge, has this not gone beyond that? You know, like this has
Yeah.
gone way beyond, hey, I have this feeling. I don't know, things aren't adding up. I'm leaning towards this. This is beyond that. Well, way beyond that.
Way beyond that. Way beyond that.
Mm.
All right. Should we
Okay.
get off our
So-
soapbox now and let's hear this bullshittery?
Let's see her response to his coming out. I think people are just upset because of the way that she went about it. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
That Seth Rogers is suing Sumner County Police Department and CPS, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 federal lawsuits.
You need to listen to Jay's live. Oh my goodness, you're going to be
She covered
upset.
it.
You're going to be upset on the information that she was talking about.
Jay for Justice?
Mm-hmm.
Me.
Yeah, RJJ.
How many fucking J's do you know, Brittany?
Wait,
Do you guys want to put it
RJJ.
in the chat?
She's their JJ? Wait, what did I miss? Thank you,
No,
Alabama Mama.
Just keep moving. You just glossed right on over that, Allie. Yeah, I
Okay.
guess Jay's been hanging out in their chat. I guess they put it to whatever. It's fine now. But now
RJJ. Reality, that's freaking creepy, bro.
Well, and I have hope because Brittany didn't know ahead of time. That kind of also feeds into me hoping that there's been distance and he's acknowledged that I don't think I've been surrounding myself with the best people.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to
She
be
covered
upset.
it.
Just when you hear the RJJ, just know I'm laughing over here. Okay.
Okay.
You were upset on the information that she was talking about.
Jays for Justice?
Mm-hmm.
Me.
Yeah, RJJ.
What do you mean I'm gonna get upset?
Do you guys want to put it in the chat? Go ahead. I don't want to say it 'cause
Bingo.
I'm
All
pissed.
right. So anything that come out
I'm
today
way pissed.
regarding YouTube, I need to know because I am out of the loop.
He needs to. He needs to sue them both.
So is Jay like on his side?
No, she got some information that she read. What happened?
What do you mean?
You guys want to tell her?
Oh my God, reality.
Bro.
Just tell me.
Yeah.
Apparently, CP socked him in the stomach.
Oh
And
my
then there was
God.
supposedly an appointment set for him to go to mental health, and they canceled it 3 days before he disappeared. Are you okay?
How did she find that out?
She's got the paper. She was talking about it.
Are you okay?
What?
Yeah, go to Hindsight. Hindsight has a lot of information too. That's
My
where I would
heart is
suggest
like
you
in
go.
my feet right now.
Huh? I'm sick to my stomach.
Okay, so what about all these?
Oh
Here
God.
we
Yeah,
go.
it was in the
Here
report.
we go.
So are we going to have anybody backtracking for defending this whole time? Okay. Oh, this makes me really
Brittany.
mad.
That's what I'm saying. You got it. I would suggest to go to Hindsight because she's
Okay,
got
hold
a lot of
on.
information.
Hold on. Let's go to Jay real quick. It was on the news.
Yes.
Oh Jesus!
How did I not know this?
It was in the report. I put the first one in the Discord for everybody to see.
Reality.
Are we
hold
gonna
on a
have
minute.
anybody
Push pause.
backtracking?
Push
Brittany,
pause.
you should know of all people that you can lie in a lawsuit
And
paperwork.
well, and that's what I was like. Didn't you start off that last clip of saying she lied in that everything she's claimed in her filings? Just because it's being alleged does not automatically mean it's true. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but like you dumbass. Sorry, I just can't.
Meanwhile, reality says, I put it in the Discord for everybody to see. Reality. Were you or were you not, except for the internet and apparently some people in her family, the last person close to Brittany to know that she was pregnant? You were not in the inner sanctum that got told. What the hell makes you think she fucking reads your messages in the Discord, ma'am?
Well, and it seems like
Jeez
there's excitement
Louise.
for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
That, in my opinion,
Yeah.
call me biased, but for me, it's like excitement for something juicy I could cover, right? More about the drama versus who. I can't.
Is
I'll shut up.
everybody gonna admit they were wrong? It's a lawsuit filing. It's like, are you dumb, dude? Come on, man.
It's not charges.
Yeah, and it's not trial from a lawsuit or anything like that, like testimony. No, but okay. I mean, I guess you do swear that you're telling the truth, but Lil Red says some of very personal details about Sebastian in those documents should not be shared when covering them. I don't think anybody should cover those documents. If they're CPS documents that, by the way, was it not like illegal for them to be shared? Remember in the beginning, there was something that happened
Yes.
regarding that?
Yes. So Seth had requested the CPS reports through his attorney. And he received them. And then was told that he was not allowed to distribute them in any way.
He got it as discovery, Bendy, like a part of a discovery request?
No, he had done this, oh gosh, maybe a year ago. Jay did not get a document. Let me tell you what Jay did. Jay did what everybody else had access to yesterday. Yesterday, Seth went on the local news and the local news interviewed him. There were 2 segments last night. One was like 6 minutes long or 8 minutes long, and the other one was 10 minutes long. The 10-minute one was more of like a recap and then part of the interview that the reporter did with Seth. And then there was the other one was more of the interview that Seth did with the news. It was
full interview.
Not really the full interview. I wouldn't say that, but it was definitely. There was no like recap of the case. It wasn't a sound,
right.
It wasn't a montage put together for the 10 o'clock news. There were 2 ways you could watch that. You could either watch that on their YouTube channel, or you could go to their website, which also not only could you watch the interviews, but you
read
could
it, yeah.
read it. And that is what Jay was reading. Nobody had access to that filing last night. And I know because the first thing I did when I got up this morning was look for it. And I couldn't
You
find
never
it.
say never. And this is coming out now because he just filed this lawsuit.
Right.
So,
But we also weren't entitled to it, if and I don't know if just the way I'm reading that, like, oh, this is new information. Not, we weren't ever entitled to all these details. The only thing that matters is that the investigators knew this information,
Right.
like, so
there's
it
probably
wasn't
a
really our
lot, to
business
be honest,
anyway.
there's
Yeah.
probably a lot we don't know,
Yeah.
and like we were just saying, you don't know what the police know that they're not telling, and they have been very tight-lipped, so.
The Good Nanya says, I'm surprised they allowed the full filing to be released with such sensitive info. So
I don't know. I didn't see it
Yeah.
yet.
I will say that I was somewhat surprised, but also not. I think the filing is one thing. The supporting evidence,
Right.
I think that's going to be something that gets withheld, because while there were some specifics in there that I thought, that's the part I was a little shocked at. Some of the details that were in specifically the DCS filing. I am shocked that those were not redacted at all, but they didn't. It is what it is.
You would be surprised. Family court, which I don't agree with this, but a lot of, courts open to the public, but in a lot of these states, they stream it directly to YouTube or on their sites. Do you guys know family court is live streamed for the public? And it
Yes.
has the most intimate details that you feel wrong. Like, how is this being aired on YouTube? But it is, and so if you're not familiar, it may seem like, ooh, like, how is this being released? Yet it actually is all the time, actively in just everyday custody battles.
I just thought that
Very
they
intimate
would.
details.
I don't know. I guess I thought, I don't know why I thought that they would. I don't know why I was surprised, but I say it all the time. Nothing surprises me. And then boom, I'd be getting surprised.
Well,
So
the claims usually aren't, but the discovery, like you said, Betty, any supporting documents and things in evidence that can be redacted. But it's the filing, correct? It's
The
the claims
initial
being made.
filing, yeah.
it's the
Right,
initial
yeah.
filing. It hasn't even been accepted by the
Yeah.
court.
So I'm not surprised by that, even though it feels probably icky. And again, I didn't see it, but like, it probably feels icky to read because it's going to be very intimate, disturbing things. But if anything, that should kind of like bring people back to reality. Like, these are real people. This is a real child who's missing. A real family. Issues are here, and people just move forward with that in mind, with Sebastian in the forefront, not our own ill motives. Because people have some bad motives out here,
Yeah,
man.
they do.
Okay. Let's keep
All right.
going.
Okay.
And then there was another one. And I'm like, wow.
They failed Sebastian. Can I
Yes,
just
they
point
did.
out like how we have had our asses handed to us for 2 years,
Time and time again,
for calling
yes.
this out, and is nobody like?
Oh,
so I want to hear something from these creators that have constantly bullied the shit out of people for speaking out.
This fucking isn't about you,
3 days
Brittany.
before he kind of
And not only that, creators haven't bullied the shit out of people for speaking up. I'm sorry that people want there to be standards when we're talking about missing children, you dumb fucking bitch. I'm sorry that gets in the way of your content so fucking much. Protecting these missing kids gets in the way of your drama and you telling a more salacious story to get, all your fucking donations off of. Fucking sorry.
But
Her
also,
go-to was me. Her go-to was, see, this validates me. We've been calling this out, not what reality is
Right.
expressing to you that is being alleged that Sebastian has gone through, right?
Right,
Not
exactly.
him. Not
She's
him.
she's
Me.
glad that she
Right.
was right about horrific things happening to a kid.
Give me the
Congratulations.
apology. Not let me apologize in Sebastian's name that, ooh, we maybe not have gone about this the best way fucking possible. But let's validate me.
Right.
And while
Fuck
some
you.
things might be fucking true, if they are or not, I don't know. But let's say you do point out a true fact. Not everything's fucking meant for YouTube, especially in
Right.
an open investigation, you dumb ass bitch. Like, do
Right.
you not get that?
Right. I mean, you were right about what exactly? That you don't even know what's in it. You're going off of what you're being told by reality and whatever you're reading in the chat, which, to be fair to the chat, you're limited to 150 characters. You cannot possibly say what was alleged in that. And they're not even talking about the filing yet. They're only talking about the news report, the interview that Seth gave the news. That's what they're talking about. Okay. And so, and I will say this, there were really about the specific filing itself. This is what was said in those reports in the news, that he filed a federal injunction. He filed it against the Department of Children's Services, and he filed against the Sumner County Police, Sumner County. Okay. They did talk about a tip that came in from from a nurse who said that Sebastian had his appointment canceled 3 days before he went missing. It never said mental health. And when chasing Reddit today, I didn't hear her read mental health appointment, just a doctor's appointment. I don't know what it was for. But I can tell you that they definitely didn't say it in the news report. So where she got that, I'm not sure. But you're gloating. And now what is it that you want from all these quote unquote, what do you want from these creators again? What is it you want?
An apology to
an
her.
apology to who?
And you were right. You were right for calling the mother a murderer. You were right, Brittany. You were right for signing on to that injunction. You were right. Very good. Again, it's a lot about you and absolutely nothing about Sebastian.
Yeah, of an open investigation. Like, I just cannot get over. Like, I know that she is incredibly fucking selfish, but I just can't get over how fucking dumb she is. You know, it's like, this makes me mad to hear. I'm sorry. But in an open investigation, and your thought is, oh, well, we were right. Well, maybe, let's say, and I'm not saying she was right, but let's just say she was. Well, maybe that still was the wrong time to do it. Like, you can't be, like, that can't be going over your head, right? Even though I'm not saying they were right at all, but
no, I know what you mean. But what victory did you win here?
She doesn't even know anything, Bundy.
There's no winning to this. You don't win. Like when all the trials that I've covered, when we covered Letitia Stout's trial for murdering Gannon Stout, and she was found guilty. Who won that day? Nobody won, because you know what? Yeah, we know where Letitia's going to be the rest of her fucking life, right? But nothing brings back Gannon. When I covered Athena, and he pled guilty, so it's a little different, but he was sentenced to the death penalty. Who won that day? Nobody wins.
You walk away
what the fuck
feeling
is wrong
like
with you? It's hollow. Hollow.
After you follow something like that, I'll never forget after the trial was done for Adam, and just like truly losing sleep over it, and like thinking about it in the middle of the night and stuff. Like, you walk away with like a I don't know, you just like lose a piece of you. You just have this immense sadness for the victim, even after the person has been found guilty. Matter of fact, even more so. You're just like, I don't know. It's just, whatever. What a dumbass. Let's keep going.
Appointment. It was a mental health appointment.
And what about you, Justin, frolicking over there with all these people?
Oh, frolicking. Justin's frolicking. Stop that frolicking, Justin.
It's a lot of information. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I get so angry about this because we've said this the whole time. How many times have we said he was treated like shit? I hope they sue everybody that failed Sebastian.
So, Brittany, how many times have people called you a piece of shit, Mom? Should we say, well, hey, people keep saying it, right? it must be true. Is that the standard now? Because you've said it a million times, we should have just believed it. Does that apply to you?
Yeah.
Because she judges Katie for the exact thing she does not want to be judged for.
She judges Katie for everything. She judges Katie for crossing her left leg. Left starts with L. And so does lying. Bing, bang, boom. She must have killed him.
Yep. Yeah.
That's her logic.
Exactly. Oh my God. Look at them eating dinner. Look at the way she took that bite and looked up at him. Oh my God. Did you see
heard
that?
a thump and didn't check on him? Thump, thump. Oh, hold on, y'all. Like, what? Wait. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But again, it's not about you. And the fact that you didn't even let Reality finish her sentence and get the context of what she was even saying yet before you made it about you, show where your priorities are.
Yeah. Congratulations, Beach. Way to go.
I hope if somebody did fail Sebastian, I hope that they are held accountable. I mean it. If I haven't seen the claims, and I definitely haven't seen nobody, I don't even know about the evidence, right? But let's say there is, then yes, I agree with that. I hope they are held accountable and everybody knows about their failures. But it's a bit early to just jump on. Oh, lawsuit was filed. Judge hasn't even accepted it yet. Oh, are we going to get apologies? And Justin, you over there frolicking with
you fucking frolicker, Justin, you.
Oh my God. Okay.
What is he doing? What is he tiptoeing through the tulips? What's happening? Frolicking. Fuck.
His appointment, so she knew he wasn't going to be there.
He did, not her.
Wait a minute. Hold the presses. She canceled his appointment because she knew he wouldn't be there. Yeah. That's why you cancel an appointment, because you aren't going to be able to make it. She could have canceled that appointment for any reason.
And I'm going to pull a Craig again and say something I probably shouldn't say, but coming from someone who's charged with not even taking their kids to school, Brittany, you should look a little more inward instead of sitting there and judging and judging and judging.
Yep. Oh, imagine if she had a charge for that.
She does. What do you mean?
No, I mean, Katie. No, Katie.
Oh, yeah.
Katie had a charge.
And it's already been publicly out there, so I'm just acknowledging what's out there already. But you have no problem doing it to other people, right? So should we hold your standard for judging Katie and hold you to it? Let's hold you to your own standard that you're applying for others. That's why I can't with her.
If Katie hadn't gotten Sebastian to school, oh my God, honey.
That's what I'm saying. You want to get into doctor's appointments and shit? Really? Are we going to listen to you say this right now? Or should you perhaps show the kindness and the grace and not assuming the way that you ask or demand everyone else do with you?
Right. You don't want anybody, what is the word? Hyper focusing, center focusing, zooming in. Right. You don't want that happening. Right. And you definitely don't want to be accused of shit that you aren't doing.
Yep.
But somehow you think that what you're doing to Katie Proudfoot is completely and totally acceptable. This is okay with you. That you will analyze if you think she's gained weight. You will analyze if she looks puffy. You will analyze do you think that I just cannot. My brain is going to explode. Let me go have a cigarette before I say some shit and hurt some feelings.
I don't even smoke, but I'm going with you because I'm clearly letting my lips loose.
All right. Well, we'll listen for a minute. Here we go.
Everybody.
She had canceled his appointment, so she knew he wasn't going to be there.
He did, not her.
So Chris called and canceled Sebastian's appointment.
Oh my God,
and
reality.
Punched him in the stomach.
Y'all are so dumb.
It's just hard for me to not be upset about, get angry because they're so to anybody who wants and it's all been right there in front of everybody.
We touched on it You know,
It's the only case that I have ever seen in my whole life where
on our theories we've touched on it and we've gotten bashed big time.
it's the only case I've ever witnessed where it's beyond obvious. It's all written in stone, and everybody was treated like shit to the point where
look what happened to you.
It's the only case you've witnessed where it was beyond obvious. You are so fucking stupid. Do you know? No, you don't, because you don't actually do any research. But let me tell you, if you follow like a website that keeps track of crimes as they happen, do you know how many kids are missing and murdered every week? Do you have any idea? What do you mean? You sound so stupid. Like, oh my
look
God.
at what, and then people would leave and go start supporting this man, and all of it. And shame on every creator who
It was
lifted
ever
him
so
up.
clear.
Yes, Otto, that is a real hat of mine.
And I want y'all to remember just
Oh
about
my
every. I
God.
want y'all to remember every true crime, quote unquote, true crime creator who.
And let me tell you something else. Out of those cases, some of it's really obvious, some of it's not. Some of it's somebody you'd never expect. Sometimes it looks like this person and it's that person. You never fucking know. And when you actually research and pay attention, you fucking know that. And you would never make such stupid ass comments.
Well, and again, you know, if Brittany, God forbid, and I wish this on no one, but God forbid the situation was reversed, would you want people to judge you based off of the allegations in the CPS reports that you talk about, right, that were made against you, right? And the charge against you and what has been seen on the internet. Brittany, would you turn around and say, hey, I know what's been claimed in these CPS reports, right? People on the internet accused me of all this crazy shit. Yet you are doing exactly that. And I'm not saying it happened, didn't happen. I don't know. But you, based on your behavior right now, you are saying there are CPS allegations. This is what is being said, right? She didn't show up to the doctor's appointment. You're doing exactly what you would not want anyone do to you, because by your standard you would be guilty by your own standard. So how can you expect people not to judge you based on all of that, right? Because there's context that they'd be missing, right, if they didn't watch all of it and how it went down in the internet drama. Yet you're not giving Katie that grace of context, right? Maybe it was a horrific custody battle and allegations were slung and they were unfounded. You're not even giving any room for that to be a possibility, yet you want it for you.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that she didn't even take a second, but it was so quick to and are these people going to apologize? And they've bullied us. Like we've said too, it's kind of crazy you don't even think about what this means for the child you've spent so much time covering that you claim to care so much about. If that was
They
true,
were
you
mean
don't
to
even
her,
take a
Allie.
second.
They treated her like shit, and she was right all along. This is about her. You know what this reminds me of? I Am Idaho 4. That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
remember that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Literally taking ownership and making it's narcissistic fucking behavior.
Turned and went against Seth and sided with CP.
I know, just Nicole. I don't know how to take that with him being. Oh my God!
I won't take it down, Laura.
I'm going to reserve my comment on that.
Justice for Sebastian Wayne, Drake Rogers. My heart breaks for Seth and all the extra sheriffs. Where are you at, Sumner?
Yeah, bring him home. I've been saying it all along. Bring him home, Sebastian.
Why they've been harassing Brittany, because all of the panels going over this case, every single one of them. And Seth can be mad at me all day long. I don't know if he is. Like I said, I sent him a text message and he sent me one back saying thank you. So I don't even know if Seth's upset with me. I totally get distancing himself from me because of all of the dramas. I get that. You know, I understand it. I respect it.
But you've still been strong with Sebastian.
Exactly.
You can't cover him because you get harassed.
Regardless of how anybody what you might say, I have never wavered.
Nope.
On what I believed, and I never will give in to that. I knew it. I knew.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Everybody wants you to play the news thing so you can see.
You never wavered, and you think that's some type of a flex, and you call it covering true crime content. Look, lady, you're supposed to let the evidence lead you. What evidence do you have? You at this point, in this moment, when you're speaking on this clip. You haven't even watched what Seth said. You have no idea. You haven't read anything. You haven't watched anything. You're reacting to what reality and the chat is telling you, but you don't know. And you think, and P.S., you only found out about it like 37 seconds ago. But you have all the feelings.
Yeah.
And
While
somehow
simultaneously saying, I don't care if Seth gets mad at me. What?
Right.
What's that
Oh
guilty
my
conscience? Where's
God.
that even coming from? But it's nice to see where your mentality is at throughout this whole thing. Your immediate go-to is that, right? Oh, I don't give a shit how Seth even feels. What? Isn't that, weren't you fighting for him? Yet tell us
Yeah.
it's about you while not telling us it's about you.
Body says watching Seth's interview was tough. He looks really tore up. I felt it was genuine. I have
agree.
had a hard time watching his content for the last couple of streams. He has looked so defeated. It seemed like there was a point when he really was kind of separated from at night, like more. And he came on and he did this stream. I think it was the one before last. And he was just crying and playing this music and stuff, and it was so hard to watch. You cried watching it. So I have felt that way for a while. He's very hard to watch. He's very, I feel like, also genuinely just destroyed, you know.
He is.
As anyone
Sad.
would be.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll never forget that live. He played that damn song, I will send out an army to find you. And
Yeah,
he's just
I
sitting there
couldn't do
bawling,
it. I
crying.
couldn't do it. It was too much.
Yeah.
It's just
Very
sad.
freaking sad. Yeah.
It's sad. And think about this when it comes to Seth. Because I made this point earlier when I was talking to when I did that live about when he went live. And I said, because I believe this, Seth has nobody. He had Tony for a while. That was his friend. That was his confidant. Okay. But Tony is not, he's not going through what Seth is going through. He cannot relate. Where Chris and Katie have each other. Why am I echoing? What's happening? I don't even like to hear myself once, much less twice.
I don't know. I was muted.
Okay. Seth doesn't have anybody who's going through it. Chris and Katie have each other. They can lean on each other. Think about that. When you're being so, just think about that. Just think about that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going.
So let's do it. I mean, I would really like to do a whole stream on this, y'all.
Of course you
finding this
fucking
out. I've had a lot of
would.
things going on in my own life where I haven't been on
Yeah,
YouTube.
of course.
So I've missed everything. Does your title need to be changed on the thumbnail, the actual thumbnail, or my title?
Probably
I
your
don't know. Did I
title.
mess my thumbnail up?
Well, because we're talking about this.
Peach, what is it? What about Trasha?
Trasha.
Shame on everyone.
The truth is going to come out. I'm telling you, the truth is going to come out. It always comes to the light.
Yeah, it does, babe.
And anybody coming in here trying to poke, you're not getting anything. So you're wasting your time.
Right.
That's the most attention you'll get from me. I'm proud of him too, K-Cam.
Hi, Dirtstein. Hi, Fawn. Yeah, we're all very proud of him. He deserves to. They failed. They have failed him.
I'm telling you, I think there needs to be something. There needs to be some type of attention brought to this sector for the way that it coddled CP.
Oh my
Yeah, it should
God.
go.
Justin went
it should
over
go
it.
national.
Let me guess, Justin shamelessly went over it after
He
he
went
said
over it.
there were people who have dug Seth through the mud and accused him of being the one that hurt Sebastian. You're such a good guy.
And
You're
then he
such
went
a
over
good
there.
guy, Justin.
Went over there and made all those comments about you.
You're such a good guy, Justin.
About all of us.
what?
You don't stand for anything.
Mm-mm.
Nothing.
So because he had an opinion on you, he don't stand for nothing. And because he talks to someone he might disagree with, he don't stand for nothing. Okay.
I would never trust him. I
I hope everybody's eyes are
Very
waking
Wait a
up.
minute.
I hope you guys are seeing.
Wait a minute. How is where Justin goes or doesn't go, frolicking, not frolicking, how does that tie into A, loyalty to Seth, and B, loyalty to you? how are you and Seth tied together as far as who Justin should be loyal to? How does that work?
Yeah, really. Joneson said Craig had to tell her to chill out last night. It's even worse tonight. FYI. I didn't know he had to tell her to chill out, but Jones and we
Yeah,
did
white
play
people
at
don't
the
act like
beginning.
that, Allie.
The white people comment, yeah.
Yo, Brittany, you need to chill out. White people can't be acting like this.
What did he say that one time? Act like professional white people?
Yeah, professional white people. Yes, Bendy. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Dude, he just shows who he is every day. You know what though? I prefer somebody to be just who they are.
I own it with Craig. Craig doesn't piss me off the way, like I guess other guys, only for the one reason of he doesn't pretend to be anything else. Okay, so whether I like how he thinks, talks, that's separate. But I respect he doesn't pretend to be something he
Uh-huh.
isn't, unlike
At,
Brittany.
at least we know, like, okay, this dude's probably racist, a bit of a bigot, pretty fucking dumb. He gives us all that out front, just right out. You know what I mean? None of
Mm-hmm.
this word games, manipulation, all the twisting and turning. So, yeah, I'm here for it. All right. Professional white people don't live or act like you do, sir. So weird to even say that. Yeah, that's how I feel. And don't get me wrong, because Ava, Greg has went at me with a bunch of shit that wasn't even true, but I feel like that's just what he's heard from her. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know he can be low down, but also at least he's upfront about it. That's what I said when I found out how she was. At least then I knew from Lil Cal Wild when I was on that show, I couldn't trust her ass. Which, by the way, I'm surprised I haven't had anybody trolling me here today because she's kind of sparked back up and, well, she sent me a message because it was a whole thing. But anyways, maybe I'll talk about it later. But hi, bitch. Like, hi. Probably watching. But anyway, all right. I think we're just about done with this. Yeah, 20 seconds.
That's all I can say. I hope eyes are being shown the truth.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Remember, when people show you who they are, you believe them.
I cannot. I just need
reality,
to process this, y'all,
honey.
okay? Just 1 minute.
Go ahead. I understand.
I hope eyes are being shown the truth. I'm gonna fucking crochet that on a pillow, reality.
Dude, those same eyes are the ones telling you she's reading her messages. Reality, please. You are not one to talk about your eyes deceiving.
We do not trust your eyes.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I don't know, man. We were gonna talk about 6 Up and Ziggy, and I was gonna play that, but I've already had you guys here 3 hours, so maybe
Yeah.
Is that
maybe
all
we can
it
do a
Just
part 2.
screw crime, lies, and lie. Like, you messed it up for everyone. You're an asshole.
Dude, I did not know that's what happened.
Yes,
Yes!
because
Trying
it
to
is
stream it.
accessible on the website. It's a public courtroom. Anyone is allowed to watch, but there's a big bold ass font that comes right up. Text, do not broadcast or record this. Okay. Okay. What does she do? She broadcasted it for everyone, got it shut down. I think it was actually Six herself who notified the clerk, but that's just me speculating. And then played dumb and acted like, no, that text wasn't there. Ziggy asked me to stream. Nope, no. You're an asshole and you're a disgrace to the true crime community. Just my opinion.
Yes, body. Yes. So look, this is for everybody. Okay. What happened was Ziggy posted a link. You are allowed to attend trials. That's part of our constitutional rights in person. Sometimes courts will make their courtrooms open to the public for viewing online. That's you sitting at your computer or your device. You click the link and you watch. Then there are other courtrooms who actually have their own YouTube channel and they broadcast to YouTube.
Mhm.
But this was not that. And there were big ass letters saying specifically not to broadcast or record. Now, can you broadcast or record? They weren't she kept trying to say, what are they hiding? What are they hiding? Nothing. You broke the rule and ruined it for all of us. That was the point. If you if you wanted to stream it, what you need to do is put in a media request. You file a motion with the court, because everybody that's going to be seeing that, they have the right to say no. I mean, it's fine if people want to click the link, there's nothing we can do, or they want to come and witness in person. That's a right. But to be able to stream it, you have to put in a media request if it's not being streamed. That's all. It's not that complicated. But then to go live with it, and then when it gets shut down, act like the court is trying
doing
to be
something nefarious. Yeah.
Right. Like what?
Like, interesting that they shut it down right then when their case was about to start. Yeah, because you literally hear the clerk say she was notified this is being rebroadcasted. Cut off, that's it. And all the courtrooms for that like specific, like the number 2 went down. All of them, not even just that one judge.
Well, I miss so much too, Body, and I am not offline. I try to keep up and check in multiple times a day and shit, and I still miss it. I didn't get to see that. Is it on her live? Is it still up?
No, because we never got to the. Well, I think that I don't know if that stream's still up, but the
Like her,
Ziggy
yeah.
and Six part didn't
Right,
happen.
yeah, I know that.
But I thought it was interesting because Ziggy explained that Six came only into the courtroom, not outside the courtroom, with a mask. Okay, a COVID mask. And that's why I'm speculating. Because I'm like, everyone was very much anticipating it, and I'm trying to figure out who would want to sabotage the feed. And I don't see, like, maybe I'm wrong because I don't follow that community too much, but I'm like, I don't see anyone that would like want that to happen. So I'm speculating. I think Six may have notified the clerk herself, because clearly you had an issue being on camera if you're coming in with a face mask.
I do think
Oh,
somebody
wow.
said that she has
Interesting.
potentially has some medical necessity for that.
To be fair, yes,
I don't
I
know,
guess
though.
that's possible, but he had explained that she wasn't wearing the mask at all anywhere outside of the court, just in the courtroom itself. So that's what stood out to me.
Gotcha. Well,
listen,
that's what happened. And then we were stuck listening to Ziggy,
Yep.
who is BT Dubs, the worst witness ever. It happened to her.
Like, saved for
it was
us
her
to play,
case.
but
Oh, well, we can get to it whenever you
no,
want. But
I'm not going to play it because we've already been
Okay.
here so long. So you can
Okay.
just tell. I tried to listen. I didn't really absorb much of what she said.
Well, Joneson played it, and I was listening to Joneson, and y'all, just all no. I mean, how you witnessed something, you saw it, you were there, it's your case, but couldn't remember a goddamn thing. With any, like, she would say, I think he said, or something to the effect of, or I can't remember what he said or why he said it, or where am I? Like, it was just too much. I couldn't handle
Where am
it. I couldn't handle it anymore. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't do it.
Well, yeah, I tried to listen to part of that. Now, she said this. What was it? What were they in court for? It wasn't the appeal. It was what?
Motion to set aside the default judgment.
Okay. Because to do the appeal, which Brittany would have to do as well, they have to put in a bond of how much, though? Is it the entire?
Yes.
So it would be the judgment.
Yes.
Oh, okay. The entire judgment. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it has to be good faith that you're not appealing. But again, an appeal is for an error. Like, really, Brittany should be doing a motion to set it aside and and that's what Six did. So now she does, it's taken under advisement, but I do not believe the judge is going to rule in her favor because she didn't have a valid defense. But then her next step would be an appeal. But again, you'd have to put the full judgment into escrow and then prove there was an error, because the appeal isn't about, I want to relitigate the case. It's about there was an error in the ruling or procedure, something happened that you could prove.
Right. Not, I don't like the outcome. Can we
Correct.
get mulligan?
I want to
That's-
relitigate it. Right.
yeah,
That's
you
not how it
can't-
works.
No. So I don't know. Yeah, no. I was gonna no.
I'm going to get Jonesen's link. I know everybody in here probably follows her, but if you don't, since she went over it and we're not going to do it today, I'm going to drop that. So if you want, was it the last live? Dude, I've been missing her lives lately. So, like I've made like one of the last 4.
Right.
So
the error wasn't a bad choice on your part
Which
for
one
not
is
showing
it?
up. Let me look.
Well, same thing with 6. Show, that is a guaranteed loss. It's that
Right,
simple. When are
right.
people going to learn? They only can go off of what's presented to them. And if you are not there to contest it and you've been served, and you're not there to contest it, and you're not there to provide any alternative to what's being shown, they have to go off of what's presented. And that doesn't mean they're automatically going to grant like monetary, that they'll use their best judgment, but that's a default. It's an automatic win for whoever is filing.
I think it's this one. I think it's the what
Is
flavors
that
we
the-
got today.
Let's see if that's the one I just oh, okay, that's not the one I just dropped. I just dropped the one right after it, just the day before yesterday.
Here,
But
I'll
you
post
guys
it.
check out that link and thank you, Bendy. That link that she just dropped in the chat. And you can watch Jones and go over it. We've been here for 3 hours. Dude, this is not the end though. And it's not the beginning. To be fair, and I say this all the time, these people don't know, but the court stuff and the lawsuit funds for sure, the lawyer funds that I'm doing something about this funds have not started with this. This is a thing that's been around for a while and will always be around. We're going to see more of these cases. People it seems like are going to court with each other based on the YouTube content more and more. You know what I mean? These days. So I know it's not the last we're going to see, and we'll be talking about it. I'll be watching, especially if it's somebody like, a absolute fucking horror cow who, fucking takes people to court and doesn't even show up. Whoa. I don't know why I echoed, but who takes people to court and doesn't even show up for it.
Right.
So we definitely going to talk about that.
Absolutely.
And you guys, don't leave while we're saying bye for a minute, 'cause I have a new song that I played at the beginning. I'm going to play on my way out, and it's really good. So
Also, if you find yourself contemplating a lawsuit or on the receiving end of a lawsuit, for the love of Pete, do not take advice on the law from YouTube
or ChatGPT. It is very often wrong. Yeah.
Gemini, none of them fuckers. Contact an attorney. And another thing, if you are summoned, if you're subpoenaed to court, if you get a court date, it is not a request. It's not an invitation that you can RSVP and say, decline, will attend. No, it is a demand. Show yo ass up.
Dude, and can I say thank you guys? Like the fact that you guys will want to come on with me and talk about this stuff. I feel so lucky. I feel so lucky to know you guys, to be your guys, like for y'all to be my friends, for you to want to come on. Like, thank you. I enjoy it so much. I was so excited. I love getting inside both of your brains. Think that you're both just really brilliant women. And thank you for coming on to talk about this stuff with me.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for letting me rage out a few times.
Yeah,
like 8 times.
Thanks for letting me yell like reality squawks into the. I'm gonna change it. It's now reality squawks in Spanish.
Cállate la boca. This is Sparta.
Pentehouse.
But yeah, you guys stay around for this song because it's fitting for the conversation. And I'm gonna drop your guys' links in the chat. Melissa's gonna be back soon. I just know it. She's just waiting on a time that she's free to be able to come back and has the time. And Bendy will be on.
I don't know.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, if Melissa and Allie want to do it tomorrow, I'm down to do it tomorrow night. And I'm also
Right.
like, I got stuck on an edit. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna drop their links as the song is playing on the way out, and yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for coming. If you have anything you want to
Thanks
say,
for
though.
having us.
Okay.
And
Well,
listen, we're lucky to have you as a friend too.
Yes.
Who else would make us into such beautiful aliens and give me a nice whack? Everybody knows that I'm a charter, lifelong member of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee, so I appreciate that.
You're welcome. We all got nice bodies in this alien world.
Yeah,
okay?
we do. I don't even look like I'm fixing to be 50.
No. Melissa, what's on your arm there? I don't know, like some kind of something, but anyway, all right, you guys, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you. Have a good night, and I will see you soon.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
You're in the courthouse cow. These horror cows be crazy. It's a true crime. Creators acting a damn fool. Line whining and grifting made me lose my cool. Horror cows, crying cows, moo. Courthouse cows. Courthouse cows, messy house, poking rogue mouths. Fact check for what? That takes too long. The facts don't matter. It's flat out wrong. Exploitation, desperation, anything for content. Lose yourself in your soul. Don't know where your pride went. Little cows, courthouse cows, messy bitch. Clean your house. Hurry, time to get in online. Don't worry, the jack will pay your fine. Poor, pitiful cow. Your false accusations will come back to haunt you more. Twivelers, bitch.